can we approach? Right, there are a lot of avenues to handle these things, other than into into bribery situations. That's
Okay.
it.
Yeah, thank you. Anyone
Okay,
else?
start now. Whoa, sorry,
Yes.
sorry, sorry. So that's fine. So you guys, you got your time to figure out your strategy. So now you now have 6 minutes to deal with the whole issue until the end to end as a group now. So starting now.
All right. So
Okay. So, since we have made a proposal to the Ministry of Housing and Social to request land for development, but there is a delay, and the delay is caused because there is need for money, which is in the form of a bribe, as we have realized. So, how should we go about it? What's the next step for us?
With us, because we do have investors that, let's say, we already informed them we're going to do this by this time frame and all that, we have to inform our investors there's some delays without even mentioning the situation of the bribe and all that, and we are dealing with this on our own at the background.
Yes.
How do we go with that? And we are not doing that of anything to do with bribery and all that. We are doing a legit business and a clean business.
Indeed. So are we going to escalate our proposal? For example, like if there is, can we find out if there's someone else or another office where we can also put up our proposal to, so that we can have the allocation of the land?
Certainly, we have to escalate it. I'm sure there is a board in the housing of Zimbabwe. I'm not sure with all that, like which board do we go to, but we have to look into that.
Okay, all right. So in the meantime, the investors, they don't know. They just know there's a delay, but what the details they don't know.
No, the delays, we are told they want money. They want us to bribe them. That's the reason for the delay.
Okay.
So in this case, we know what it is. It's bribery that needs to happen here. So we're going to have to stop from there. We are not doing anything until everything is cleared, and we are doing a straightforward business.
Okay. So, Godmaya, what do you have to say?
No, thank you so much, my leader. I think the situation is very complex, and also we must look into the context in which we want to go and invest. So each and every context has got its own dynamics. So based on experience and also some experience that I realized, there was another company that wanted to do a gas project, and the whole system was held on by big muscles. Because of the system, through these Chinese deals, they always come with brown envelopes. So the whole system is now used to underhand deals. So it's either we go with that route, because again, this kind of situations, it's now a norm in the system that maybe we want to go and invest. So the first thing is, number one, to study the context and understand how these things are done. So brown envelopes is now becoming a normal thing, though it's abnormal. So it's either we go for it or we don't.
No. Let me interject there. We don't. Period. We don't entertain corruption.
Okay.
What we simply need to focus on, there are ways around it. I mean, I know, Godmaya, you got experience in this. So do I have experience in this. I actually just came back from Zimbabwe. There are ways to deal with it, right, without exposing our investors to corruption, which may be detrimental to the entire structure that we're trying to build. Right. So we need to figure out a way how to bypass this, or how to escalate this, right, without, entertaining the idea of being unethical or being, or to begin with. That should be completely no.
Okay.
Chairperson group, Nyaradzo.
Yes,
you have 2 minutes left to summarize and tell us exactly what is your position and what are you going to do.
All right. So,
Please,
Tim.
and by the way, guys, when your team is on, make sure you're on video so that we can see how you guys are interacting.
Okay.
So you have now 2 minutes to summarize. Thank you.
All right. So what is our stand point? Do we agree that we will not pay the brown envelope, or are we paying the brown envelope?
We are not paying the brown envelope because
Okay.
it will compromise our image as a
All right.
Kumusha investment group. It will
Okay, so,
compromise the whole image and we are out.
Okay, so since we are not paying the envelope, so our next step now is to figure out where else can we go and make our appeal. Right, and at the same time, I would also suggest that we also update our stakeholders, as in the investors, so that they know where we are, that we are maybe making another application again to a different office so that we can secure the land that we want, so that we can have the development that we want to do. And we assure our stakeholders.
Time.
Okay.
Okay, guys. Thank you very much, Chairman Yaradzo and team. So that's a good start, okay? I think you guys now, everybody understands how this is going. Elder, you have your hand raised. Before I can give you the mic, I just want to encourage everybody now that your team Farai is going to come, okay? When you are on, put your cameras on. When you are off, you can take them off. Elder, over to you.
All right, yeah, so you did steal our time. By interjecting, you actually stole our time on this thing. Because you stole the really precious seconds we were discussing, and you came in like, okay, you're stealing my time there, man. So we didn't really utilize the whole time. We got like a minute or so.
Yes, and that is a mistake that you made, and that's how it works in reality.
I know.
We're very time conscious, and that's part of the trick, right? Is to give you limited time, to put you under pressure, and all of that. So that is exactly what we're looking for. So now that everybody, now we're off to a good start. Can I go to the group Chairman Farai now? Is it okay, Elder?
Yes.
Okay. Before I go to Chairman Farai, Godmaya, you had a question?
Okay. So I think some of the questions that we were raising were part of probing. Is it part of the game, or it's
you guys have 6 minutes to then for your chairman to tell us what's going to happen. How you do it is your business. If you just come up with one statement and you use your 6 minutes for that, that's fine. We don't have a problem. Okay, it's your team, your business, your everything. We are just watching and listening and learning. Okay, so is it clear for everybody?
Yes.
Okay, good. Now, Chairman Farai, if you want to put your cameras on with your team, you want to make sure that everybody is unmuted, and then I'm going to basically give you the same concept. Now, your question is, you have now decided that you are going to purchase the land. Okay, this is Kumusha Investors. You are the chairman of the board, and you have your team, which is the 3 people. You have decided to go and purchase a land. Okay, so now that you've decided to purchase the land, you've then discovered that you do not have enough funds available from the investors that have contributed. What are you going to do starting now?
Tim, that's the question that's before us. We don't have enough funds to, we now have the land and we don't have enough funds. What can we do about it? Susan?
Recently, I discovered there are some open grants for that you can source money for new startups in Africa. So we could look for some grants, and we can also post it to the members and tell them, what's going on with the finances, how much we have and how much is needed, so we can raise more capital.
Okay, I think that's brilliant. Anything, John?
If you are running out of time, I also think maybe we can also partner with other big companies which are already in the sector. But we first have to run it through the board and let our investors know about our position as well.
Yeah, sounds brilliant as well. Cool. Sid, any contribution?
Okay, yeah, just writing here what I think we would do. Patches of land, and we're running out short of money. Now it's a tricky one, but I'll be thinking partial investments, buying small. We reduce our investment, the land, the size of the land. We can negotiate with the seller and say, look, okay, what we are going to do, we are going to partially purchase half of the land for so much, and then once we raise enough money, we then go for the whole lot. Number two, we can leverage our financing, i.e., we go to the banks.
Yeah.
As for the money, for cash. Now, it depends. Kumusha being a new investment organization, if that's the question referring to, or if we are already running after several years or whatever, we can sell our assets, one, assuming we've been running for some time. If not, then again, I think we have to leverage financing and go for loans. That's what I would do. Thank you.
Okay, that sounds brilliant. Anyone with any contribution before we run out of time, then we can then conclude on our position what we need to do, because we need to take action to make sure that we have that.
The other thing, if we have, it depends with the time we have. If we can have more time to delay the payment, maybe we can have some other small businesses which have got faster turnarounds, if it's possible. Obviously, we have to discuss about that. That may be one other end to resolving the issue.
The way I also understand it, Kumusha is like an investment vehicle, right? So we can put it and open a round for people to put investments, like for a startup. And this is like mom and pop. You can go ask for family to put in money so they can invest in commercial investments, and then for later on they could sell their shares, or when a round opens they can redeem their shares then at a later date.
That's I would like to agree with Susan there. That's what I was looking at, just writing there. Actually, pool funds through investments from clubs of like family, as you mentioned, relatives. Yeah, that's a good input that you put there. I would say pool funds. Yes, I agree with you on that one as well.
Yeah, that sounds brilliant as well.
1 minute left. 1 minute left. 1 minute left.
Yeah, so that sounds brilliant. I think from what I understand is we need to call up more capital from the investors that we have, and also like family members. I think I can add on as well. We do have things like pension funds. We can approach things like, pension funds, these are big vehicles. Probably they might be interested in what we really want to do in purchase of the land, and we can approach them as well if they want to chip in, because this is sort of like a fund, they can put their money into that fund. So they do have their pension fund, and we can kind of approach those companies they want to, so that we can have much money to purchase the land.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
Chairman,
I've got one more.
Thank you very much, Chairman.
There's 30 seconds.
That is time.
6 minutes gone. 6 minutes is gone already.
Okay, guys, so now, I'm going to give you some small feedback. First round is gone. Okay, we're going to do some now. We're going to vote for each other, both teams. Mr. Chairman, please take notes. First round is gone. So the first thing I want to give you guys some feedback is you have to think as though things are happening now. There was no operating before or anything like that. This thing is happening right now. So we're talking about something new that's just happening now. You've just been appointed and you're moving. And these are the problems you're facing and how you're going to solve them. The chair people, Farai and Yaradzo, you are now going to summarize in 1 minute to say, our board has taken the decision to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, if you have many things to show. Okay. And then the other 5 minutes you want to use to sort of like come to your, listen to your people and whatever else. Okay. So that's what we're looking for. So team, the team that, Team Nyaradzo, how many out of 5, how do you guys rate Team Farai for their response to the question? Out of 5. And why?
Do we have to discuss?
No. This is, we are asking you a question. So out of what you heard from the other side, the problem and the solution, you can give them 5 questions. 5 out of 5 is a gold star. Excellent. 4 out of 5 is okay. Blah, blah, blah. 0 is 0. How many points are you guys going to give them? You can consult if you want, or you can just make your judgment.
Okay, I would like to consult with my team.
2 minutes, please. Go ahead. 2 minutes.
Yes. Team B. How many points shall we give Team A?
Maybe I can start. I think 1 point I'm going to give them in terms of bringing more investment into the system because it's an investment vehicle. So 1 mark for that. Then the issue of, I think, diverting and investing into other activities so that we can boost finances for housing. I will take out the marks because land will not be waiting for them. It will be gone by other participants. So for now, it's 1. Maybe others can also add another out of 5.
For me, I would like to give a point.
I like this guy.
Go ahead.
Yeah, you may go ahead, Lillian.
Okay. I want to give a point to somebody who mentioned about the pooling of funds and all that. That is a good idea. It was a brilliant idea. We need to bring more money. We can't sit there and cry. We need to pull more money fast as soon as we can, not to disappoint our investors. I give a point on that. And we don't need delays. And I need a part where I'm not going to give a point is we need to notify our investors in advance and tell them if there's any delays and notify them in advance and let them know what's going on.
But we
might not go into details.
We did say that we were going to go back to the and let them know what the situation was.
Okay, then you get your point back.
Okay, time. So
overall, how many points shall we give them? Out of 5.
Let's give them 5. Let's give them 5.
5. Okay, Mr. Chairman. So just note that this team got a 5. I, Mr. Chairman, am going to give a 3. My reasons being is that there was a lot of good ideas around pulling more funds, trying to basically stay the course. You can put a deposit, you can engage other potential friends and family and all of that. But I didn't like the way they got to the decision because nobody is, at the end, the chairperson wasn't really clear about exactly what the position is going to be. There was too much consultation and they didn't specifically say what ideas are sticking and what ideas are not staying on the table, because if you talk about 10 things and then nobody knows exactly what your position is. So that my position is 3. Okay, so 5 from the team, 3 from me. And how many from you, Mr. Chairman?
From me, I would say there's a lot of good ideas, but I think I'll go with 4. I know it was not conclusive as to which direction they're going to take, but they had solutions to the actual problem. So I would give them 4.
Okay, so that's how many points do they have now in total?
Okay, so it's 12 points total.
How many?
12 points in total.
Okay, good. So now, Team Farai, you guys are going to go through the same thing for the opposite team. This is business, guys. There is no sympathy here. You're not going to vote yourself out of business, are you? So, Team Farai, what's your position? 2 minutes to go. 2 minutes, starting now.
Okay, that's brilliant. Is that Susan?
Okay, I think I would give them a point for refusing to bribe. But I also thought they could look at other areas instead of kind of staying with that particular piece of land, because there's a lot of land in Zimbabwe, and you could go into other areas if you know to diversify your pool of land.
This is the ministry.
We pointed that it's the same ministry you're gonna go back to.
Yeah.
So we point that we're gonna look if there's a body that we can engage into this. We pointed that out. Come on.
Okay. I get that.
We did. It's the same ministry you're gonna go to. So we are not escalating the thing to fight with them. We have to be professional as we are going to them.
And tactical about it as well.
Yes. There you go, Nyarato.
So is that a 1 out of 5 or what? You've still got 1 more minute to give us your final points and your whys.
I'll give them 3 points. Mainly because they were ethical about no to corruption. I'll give them 3 points. The other 2 why I didn't give them is because they did not come out with a straightforward resolution as to how they are going to move forward. But at the end of the day, this is an investment company. We need results. We need how we're going to go about it to make money out of what we have. We can't just say no, then we sit back and fold our hands. There was no clear picture, no clear roadway of where we are going after saying no. That's why I give them a 3.
Time, Mr. Chairman, your final say. Mr. Chairman of the team, Mr. Farai, time.
To be honest, I'll just give them
how many
5.
are they getting out of 5? You have to be the final say to say we're giving them X out of 5. How many?
Yeah, I'm just giving them 5. The reason being they rejected the idea to bribe. That's the biggest thing that they made. So yeah, I just want to give them 5. Of course, Godmaya wanted to bring something about
Yeah.
But for now, just give them 5. To be honest.
5. Okay, now I want to say something, guys, and then Sid, I will come to you. So remember, as they were deliberating, there was somebody on the team that came up with a very strong no bribing position. But that was not the overall position. They kept discussing brown envelope, no brown envelope, and then at the end it was not clear what their position was, because if they would have just said all of them when the chairwoman was going around the table, everybody says no bribe, no bribe, no bribe, then they'll just say no bribe and they would don't waste 6 minutes if that was their position. So for that reason, I'm giving them 1. Okay, because they at least have somebody who's an ethical member, part of their team. Sid, you have a question, and then Nyaradzo also has a question.
Right.
It's not going to change my position, but you have a question. Sid, can you go first?
Yeah, I was looking at more of a statement and a grade, a score of, I would have given them a score of 2. Why? And I would just like to reiterate what Costa has mentioned. The fact that you have considered bribing someone from within your team, to me, I think the ethics there have been lost. And the fact that the chair lady did not debunk that or push back and say no emphatically, to me, that's why I'm giving it 2. That's why I think maybe, as a committee, as a board, in an organization, that should not be, the brown envelope should never ever be considered, no matter what. So number 2, sorry, Mr. Chair, I would like to come back to what you mentioned, Mr. Costa Black, about too much consultation. I think within an organization, consultation is the best way forward. It's a diplomacy. We need to consult one another. I am aware that we have 6 minutes.
Okay, time. The thing about the point about too much consultation is you are always working with limited time. So you can consult all you want, but within a certain time frame. So your chairperson or your chairwoman can then come out and say, this is our position after all that consultation because of time. Okay. So now, Mr. Chairman, what's your final, what's your allocation? And then give us the total and we move on to the next question.
Okay, so my total is, in fact, I hadn't mentioned anything here. So I would give 3 points, mainly because there wasn't a clear resolution to what was the way forward. So that gives a total of 5 plus 3 is 8 and 9. Okay, so that's 9.
Okay, Nyaradzo, you have something to say? Okay, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Nyaradzo, you have 1 minute to say something. You wanted to say something.
Okay, for my team to allow everyone to air their views is because at times you cannot be correct. You cannot correct something that you have not heard or someone has not uttered. So the fact that someone was thinking that because of the climate in Zimbabwe at the moment, black envelope is normalized. It does not necessarily have to be something whereby you say you cannot talk about it. You can talk about it, but we always have to correct each other and help each other in the right direction, because it's not a dictatorship, basically, but we have to help each other. So, and then by the end of the discussion, then that's when I was now saying, okay, we have agreed we are not going for the brown envelope. However, we are now going to propose to escalate our appeal to maybe a different office within the same ministry, but different office.
Okay, time. So just to give you some feedback, we agree with you because it's your decision. However, a decision, if you don't know where you're going to escalate, you don't know what you're going to do, that's not a clear resolution according to Mr. Chairman. In other words, you could have said, we are going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're not going to go to this. We're going to complain to the president. We're going to write an article in the newspaper. We're going to get lawyers. We're going to do whatever it is you want to do, but it has to be clear exactly what you're going to do. Okay, so it looks to me there's a lot of inputs here. Mr. Elder, you have something to say. 1 minute.
Yeah, I think, the compression, this is just me giving you practically, this compression that you guys trying to do. It's limited, right? In the sense that, there's really not enough time. Whereas in reality, this will take hours, this will take days, right? The proposal that was there is the bigger bucket where, okay, hey, we are not going to brown envelope anybody. That's a non-starter. Especially for me, it's a no, right? That's not up for discussion.
Okay, time. Time. So it's a good point, but and guys, let's hear each other out here, okay? If you, as the chairperson, the head of the team, listen to 4 out of 5 people telling you that we're going to go with brown envelope, and you know you want to run an organization that is corruption-free, then it shouldn't take 6 minutes or 6 days or 6 hours or 6 years to discuss. That's kind of the takeaway, what we're trying to take away here. There's certain things that are negotiable, certain things that are not negotiable. And time decision-making is always limited to time because your investors have already given you money. You have to announce something to them. The newspapers have already started talking. There is no time. So either you're going to go with the brown envelope business model or you're going to go with the no envelope business model. But you have to take a decision, and the time is always going to be limited. Even though in reality you might spend an hour talking about it, but at the end of the day you still have to make a decision, and at the end of the day you have to stick to your policy. So that's sort of the takeaway out of this particular discussion. Okay, so thank you guys. Now we're going to move to which team, Mr. President? We'll start it again.
We can start with
Team Nyaradzo. I think it's Team Nyaradzo.
Group B, yes.
Okay, so we finished the first round. First round is done. Okay, so I hope we're now all clear on the format of our 6 minutes. In those 6 minutes, we're going to discuss. In those 6 minutes, we're going to then give the chairperson the last say and to announce what are we doing. Okay, so now I'm going to ask the second question to Team Nyaradzo Group. So we've just realized that somebody called us, one lawyer called us. Okay, they read about us in the newspaper. Our company is called Kumusha Nyaradzo, for example. Okay, this is your name, and it's just a brand new company. And Kumusha Nyaradzo has a chairperson, Nyaradzo, and 3 team members. So we are going into a board meeting now, and we've just received a call from one lawyer who's then identified a piece of land for us. Okay, now this land is going to come with a lease from the local, from the governing team, the governing department that handles that owns that land. It's a government or state-owned land. They're happy to give it to us. In fact, we've already signed and the land is now belonging to us. But now the problem, we've just discovered that this land was also promised to a group of political party youths. I'm not going to mention which particular political party, but these youths now have started coming around, singing songs, threatening to do everything because they are saying that the diaspora is coming and getting how do you call it? Favoritism. You guys are trying to buy our land, and there's a lot of noise and this and that and threats and this and that. What do we do? Starting now.
Okay, Tim, here is our situation. We have
guys, don't forget.
We have the land from a municipality with a lease, but we don't know how long this lease is. But
99 years.
99 years. Okay, thank you. So,
and the deal is already sealed. The land is now yours. But the problem is not about the land now. The problem is the people who are coming and causing all these problems.
Okay,
and they
so
have
now
a lot of political power, those youths.
Yes, so we have some youths who are connected to some political parties. So what should we do? Elder.
So it's straightforward because this is based on experience. You get your papers, make sure your papers, we look at the papers are correct, right? Then, there's a process in Zimbabwe. We go through the courts, right? We go through the courts, making sure, the legality of it. And also we use the media that's around. We use the social media. We make aware of situation if things are not moving, in the correct way. But this is very common, but very straightforward. You just have to go through the courts and making sure when you're going through those courts, if it's become an issue, a high politicized issue, make it aware so that everybody's aware of what's going on.
All right, Lillian, what's your take?
We engage our lawyers. That is the first step in such a situation, and they are the ones to take over the case to the court with us. And we are not going to engage into violence with these people who are coming to be throwing stones at us and anything. We are not part of that. Mm-hmm. We have to preserve our image of Kumusha Nyaradzo. And we make sure we just take the right processes to fight for our land. That's what we will do.
Okay. All right.
And on this case, because if we are now going through the courts, I'm sure our investors will get to hear about this as well. These stories will be published and all that. We have to make sure we write a note to our letters informing our investors what is going on, but in a very formal, normal thing, so they are not panicking, not to panic when they see this news coming up in the news. We are working on it and we are fighting for them.
What is ours? All right. Godmaya, do you have something to share?
No, thank you so much. Like right now we are dealing with the youth. So it means also the land is in a certain area. So in each and every area, there are also leadership that runs those areas. So there's need for maybe to bring in a CLO community liaison officer who go also and deal with the community, with all the leadership structures, so that these people can also understand that we are coming with investments, and usually investment also it benefits them. So it's not a matter of only going to the courts. Also, yes, we'll go to the court as an option, and also communicating with the community also to understand the importance and the value of our investment.
Okay, so I like the ideas raised. So I also suggest that we start with the community liaison officers, so that we can try to deal with this situation on the at local level. And if it persists, then we can approach our lawyers. Then we see if we can the case can be judged in the courts of law, so that we can see how we can resolve this issue that we have at the moment. So that's our decision to the team.
So quick, you know, I guess this is for our team, for, you know, for everybody. Anything and everything that we do.
have 2 minutes.
Yeah, anything and everything that we do, we need to make sure the minutes for this stuff, communication goes out to stakeholders. So this should be default in operandas, right? That you communicating pretty much everything that you're doing, right? Because you are representative of the investors. That's
the investors, yes. Yeah.
Right.
Okay,
Yeah. So when all the communication that we're going to do, we are going to be informing our stakeholders whilst we are taking the measures for the next level. So that's an addition there for our decision that we have come up with as Team B.
And a court order to stop the noise as well. We need to put that court order where we get that court order to stop these violent people, to stop them from creating the scene in our area. That's another part.
All right. So do we engage the police, by the way?
Lawyers first. We involve our lawyers first before we engage the police.
All right. Okay. Thank you.
If the situation becomes tense, yes, definitely we need protection from the police. There's no harm in that, because they are at our service.
All right.
Especially if they are destroying anything on our property. Yes.
All right. So we are going the legal way. So we're not going to handle things on our own. We are contacting the elders, like the CLO, and then we contact our lawyers, whilst we are also engaging the law enforcement within our area, so that we do not engage in violence ourselves, making sure our stakeholders are protected and are well informed. So that's our take. That's our position.
Okay, and time. Thank you, guys. Okay, it's getting better. I'm not yet impressed, but I'll give my pointers when we are exchanging feedback. Okay. So now we go to group Team Farai. We go to Team Farai. Okay. So you guys heard everything. There was we know the format. We heard everything. Okay. So Team Farai. Again, you have now your company is called Kumusha Farai. You are now about to embark on a journey, okay, to get into a farming venture. So you've signed a joint venture with a community in some rural area. Now you went there, you negotiated, blah, 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 and you signed a joint venture agreement, okay? So what sort of agreements and legal instruments are you going to use? And what are the key terms you are going to make sure are going to be part of that joint venture agreement? If you want me to repeat the question, I can. If you understand it, then you can say understood.
Please repeat
the question, yeah.
Please repeat the question. Okay. So Kumusha Farai is a company that has been going around the country as diasporians. They have now identified a community which has land, and they have now decided to have a joint venture agreement with that particular community. So what is going to be the content of that joint venture? Focusing on the key agreements, three key areas of that agreement. So if you have 10 points, then you can just read them out. We're going to focus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you have 1 point, it's 1 point, and so forth and so forth. What's the nature of the agreement? Is it going to be a written agreement? We want to hear now how you guys are going to go around that particular place, that particular issue. What legal instruments are you going to use? And if you're ready, I can say time for you to start. 6 minutes.
Okay, ready? Yeah, so we can start with Susan. Susan, you can start this.
Yeah, I think everything has to be in writing because you run into problems if you have verbal agreements with anyone. So, and we need to identify who the key leaders are in the community that are going to be signatories to this to the agreement that we have. And we also have to be specific what we are agreeing to. If it's a joint venture on agriculture, we need to specify what the Kumusha Farai is going to do and what is expected of the community. So it has to all be very clear.
Okay, that's brilliant. I can bring in Sid. Any contribution to that?
Yeah, I would like to agree with Susan. We need a contractual joint venture agreement with the community. I've written here, we also need to establish our equity joint venture as well. Equity, how much who is going to get what between us and them. We are not to forget shareholder as well. How much do they hold? How much do we hold within that venture? And then we need to establish an operational agreement as well. How does the operation move forward between us and them? Who's responsible for A, B, C, D? Profit sharing, equity, again, going back to that, sharing or expenses sharing. How much do they put in? How much do we put in into that venture? And lastly, we need to put into place something, I would say, a dispute resolution clause. In cases we come to a disagreement, how do we deal with that? How do we come about resolving our disagreement with those individuals? You know, if we are going to split, what is going to be our shareholding for disengagement? What is it going to be for them? So that's my contribution. So we have dispute resolution agreement, profit sharing or expenses sharing, operational, how are we going to run this around, shareholding, and equity joint venture, like what is the legal entity that is going to be established within the venture between us and these individuals. That's my take.
Oh, these are brilliant points. I can move on to
Can I also contribute?
Yeah.
Thank you, Sid. I think Sid has highlighted most of the stuff needed. But I think before we go to all those things, we first have to do our very much due diligence as to the land ownership itself. That's the most important thing. Because we wouldn't want to come to a situation whereby you get, both people are bold these days. They can just put anything on paper, which is not even theirs. There's a case now which is trending in Zimbabwe about a guy who built a house up to completion, only to hear that the house was sold to him in a bogus way. It was a bogus. And I think you know about that issue if you follow YouTube. So the first thing is getting to see the right paperwork about the land, to do due diligence about the land, to see any evidence which shows that these people own this land, then everything else follows.
Yeah. Can I just continue where John left? I agree, John, you just triggered my mind. I'd written earlier before for the first question. Out of all this, it is critical for us to assess the costs, risks, and timing before deciding on going into these ventures with anybody, both groups A and B. I think we missed that point where we need to do our homework and establish that we don't want to run out of funds. 2, how we're going to deal with legal issues, constraints, and 3, how we're going to be sharing all the profits when that time comes. Yeah.
Okay, these are brilliant points. Anyone else from the team who would like to contribute? Susan, do you have anything?
I don't have another contribution, but let's choose one person that can present. It doesn't have to be you all the time, Farah, if you're okay with it.
Yeah, that's good.
I wanted to suggest either John or Sid to do the presentation when we're done, to round all the things up. So
John is a good speaker. He's a better speaker.
1 minute to go. 1 minute to go.
Sid, you're a good speaker. You're better than me. Okay.
Okay.
So that's brilliant. So
we need to go legal. We need to do due diligence, and we need to
45 seconds to go. 45 seconds.
And leaders, and I don't know if I missed out anything else.
Okay, so I think John, you can just summarize all the points. My points would be the purpose of the venture, probably land contribution. We can investor contribution. We also need to notify the investors as well. This is a vehicle, and what's going to be the community contribution and the profit sharing. I think one of my colleagues mentioned that. And the management structure of the joint venture. We need the inputs, operational costs, employment and skills transfer, produce ownership and things like that. I think, John, you can just bring and summarize before we run out of time.
Time.
You already summarized.
You already summarized it anyway.
Yeah,
already. I was just going to repeat what you said. You summarized already. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so we captured what you said and we captured what you didn't say, okay? So don't worry. Your time is coming. Okay, Mr. Chairman, if you're there, we have now come to the final round of Team Nyaradzo and Team Farai. Will do an evaluation and then we will disband the teams and then we'll come up with new chair people for the new teams, okay?
Okay.
So, starting with Team Farai, what do you guys award the other team for their presentation and why?
Can I start?
Yeah, you can start, Sid.
I would like to give them a score of, is it out of 5, by the way? I think I'll give them 4. I'll give them 4. Why? I think, where's the gentleman? He's not here. I can't see his face, but is it Elder something? He brought up a very good point where, about the legal entity of verifying the deal that they are going to be getting into after identifying the land, going legally, filing legal claims, and due diligence as well. I think those were very, very valid points when getting into some sort of agreement for land lease and petitioning and or legal action to come up with some sort of validation or of how long the land is, how we are going to work with these people on this piece of land. Because you've mentioned signed and sealed, the same land was assigned to somebody else. Again, this is about risk. This is about looking into the papers, going to the courts, going to the land.
Time. Remember, this is a point exercise. So we want to get the final number and we want to know 1 or 2 reasons why. Okay? So I'll give you guys an extra minute just because I think that we didn't get the point. The point is allocate the points and your why and finish. Okay. So, Chairman, maybe you have the final say. You have 1 minute for your team and give us your final allocation.
Okay. Probably by team, we want to rate them, Susan?
Yeah, I think we can go with what Sid said, 4.
4. Okay, John?
Yeah, they were a lot clearer as to what they were going to do, going to the police and all that, and going to through the court.
Yeah, I think 4 is all right.
4, your reason?
4.
Okay, that's brilliant. So I'm just going to go with 4 as well. They were very articulate. I mean, the process were very clear to what they were going to do. I mean, every process was very clear for me. So I'm just going to go with 4.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Did you get that number?
Yes, I've got it.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and give them a 2. And my why is very simple. You have a country where there's 90 or 80% youth unemployment. They've got a lot of time to create problems for you. Okay? Going to the legal route is an idea. I'm not saying it's good or bad, but it's going to cost you money which you don't have. Okay? I believe that one of you is a politician in the group. If I'm correct, what I would have done with my team is I would have gone to that those youth, sat them down, promised them jobs that they're going to work there, got them to organize themselves to say we're working together, bought them some T-shirts or shoes or some basic stuff that you think that will help them to see that you have good faith. Because going to the courts and all of that, it's gonna happen. I mean, you can engage a lawyer and all of that, but at the end of the day, 80% unemployment for the youth, and the reality is those people, they have plenty of time, and by the time the courts finish your money, you have no investment to put in. That's my my own 2 points. Mr. Chairman, it's you, and then we'll go to some of the queries and the comments of the other people. Keep it to 1 minute, guys. Mr. Chairman.
Okay, mine is very simple. I think I'll give them 4 because at least they had a plan. How to go about it? Well, that's a bit debatable depending on how intense the situation is. So I'll give them a 4. So the total here is 10.
Okay, thank you. So we have a 10 points. The order is going to be the following. Elder is going to go first. We'll give you 2 minutes to make your points. It's not going to change any scoring. I'm pretty sure you know that by now. Followed by Lillian, followed by Nyarazo. Try to stick to the 2 minutes. Elder.
Mine is very easy. I disagree with you, Costa. You know, yeah, that was already stated out. God Maya pointed it out. That is going to talk to the community. Right? That was said. It was straight up. What you're talking about is actually what he said. So I disagree with your assessment.
Lillian.
I disagree with your comment, Costa. Reason being, we do not want to train these youth to bribe them. We are going back to the same issue we're having in our first question. If we train them, we can start bribing them, giving them things. They're going to create another problem, so they get more stuff from us. So once we train them that, we are in trouble.
Yeah. Nyarazo.
You're muted.
Yeah,
Sorry. My comment also concur with Lillian and Elder. We mentioned that we're going to talk to the community liaison officer. So we are at community level. That was our point. And then when we sit them, so these are the elders who are experienced in talking with these people. So for us, because we are not experienced maybe in that, if in our team we don't have someone who can handle them, then at least these ones, they know how to do that. So we are leaving it to the professionals or even those who are wiser in the society. So I think I also disagree with your assessment there. And also we are promising things that we are not really ready to do. So we are also being untruthful in that case. So yet we said we are not tolerating we are not going to involve ourselves in violence, yet we are also not going to lie because we are working with integrity in this case.
Thank you. Before I go to Sid, I just want to sort of make a few comments on you guys. I go to Sid and then we go to the next team. So remember, guys, when I say promise them things, I didn't say promise them things which you cannot do. I just said promise them things that you probably can do. That's one. Secondly, my point here is to say focus on a community development plan because you're dealing with a real problem. Those are the same people who can help you to lay bricks and blah, 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 and make them some part of the, I don't know how to say it, like a part of the project so they don't feel left out. You guys are coming with money from the diaspora. They think you have lots of money coming out of your ears and nose, which comes for free from the sky because you live in all these fancy countries. So they don't necessarily understand. And then at the end of the day, you're going to build your beautiful houses or whatever your development is going to be, and they're going to get nothing. So instead of spending money on lawyers, my strategy or my thing would be, let's focus on actually having a proper community development, using that lawyer money to develop the youth. That's what I'm basically saying. Sid, to you, 1 minute, and then Godmaya, 1 minute.
Okay, I'd just like to agree with is it Mr. Bantu, Lillian, and Nyarazo from this other team. Once you set a precedence of giving people or buying people, promising buying clothes, whatnot, it's going to be a recurring thing. We don't even know how many there are. What if there are 500 of them? That means that's money out of our pocket that you mentioned earlier, Mr. Chairman, that we didn't have to go to the local, to the solicitors. So I think from the get-go, using the community elders, talking with them, and at a later stage, once the project is up and running, employment comes in, and then these youth can begin to see that, whoa, wait a minute, actually we were wrong here. They are employing us. So I think the three guys were good. Thank you.
Godmaya. Godmaya, you had your hand raised. I'm not sure who was talking. I think it was Sid.
Sorry,
now it's Godmaya.
Okay, no, thank you. My mic was on mute. No, I think we mentioned this, that I will explain to them the importance of this projects that we are coming to do, the advantages that it has to them, and also I can also sort of agree with what you are saying, Costa, that we can give them T-shirts. Yes, if there are T-shirts with our logo, Kumusha Investment, then it's a good way also of marketing ourselves. So again, they will accept that. So yeah, it's a point taken, but giving us, you said giving us 4 was not okay. You should have given us 5.
Okay. No, I actually gave you guys 3. Okay, guys, so we're going to move on to the next segment. I just want to say one more point. Remember, I didn't say what you should promise them or what you should buy them. I gave an example of T-shirts because that's the thing that came to my mind. And now you've got into the idea as a marketing opportunity. But my biggest problem with the approach, okay, is you guys are willing to go throw money at lawyers, right? And if you know how much lawyers cost, and the cost of dealing with a social problem, the way I would be doing it is I would be trying to focus on solving the social problem, because that's not going to go away. But again, this is your guys' decision, not mine. I just want to clarify what I am saying. Mr. Chairman, do you want to comment on that, or should we move on to the next?
No, let's move on.
Thank you, guys. So it's getting better, guys, right? I'm still scoring low, but it's getting a lot better. One of the points I'm going to tell you guys why I'm not giving 5s and 4s is because still there is no proper statement that is being made. I don't see a person coming out and saying, whether it's the chairperson or the elected spokesperson, that says, we as the board of directors have taken the decision that our strategy is 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4. That's not happening yet. So therefore, it's still just mostly discussions and ideas. Resolutions are things that are clear, concise, and everybody, after they read or understand what your point is, they know exactly where you're going, and they can see where they're going to fit in if it's an investment project. Okay, now next we're going to evaluate Team Farai, and then we will then after that evaluation process, when we finish scoring, then we get disbanded. Everybody becomes a free agent. We're looking for jobs again. Okay. So, Team Nyaradzo, what is your guys' evaluation points on the joint venture?
You wanna go?
Yes. Yeah, you may go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. For me, I'll
6 minutes starts now. No, sorry. This is not 6 minutes. This is just two minutes. 2 minutes.
Okay. For me, I'll give them a 3. Basically, they had the good buckets, but all the buckets were just generalized. They're not necessarily specific. When it comes to community projects and community land, I think the very basic thing. I think somebody talked about it, but we're just looking at it from a general point of view. community lands in Zimbabwe are owned by the community. So critical part here is who do you get into joint venture with, right? They are owned by the chief. The land belongs to the chief, you know. So are you going to go into, you know, disagreement with the chief? Is the chief representing the people? You know, so that information for me, that was like, okay, this is the critical part before you even start looking at it. Okay, this is what you need to look into, because it's at a community level. Nobody owns that. It's owned by the local.
Okay, thanks.
Sorry.
Wait,
One person, guys. Whoa.
No. We are still in our minute.
No,
Yes.
2 minutes.
So
You guys
can we have Alex? Lillian. Sorry. Okay.
Okay.
Yes, you may go ahead, Lillian.
I do agree with Bandu there, because I did not hear that part as well. I was looking for that to hear we're going to approach the chief and all that. And another question that I have with that is, how long are you guys, do you know how long you're going to be on this place doing your farming?
Okay. So what score do you give them?
A 3.
A 3. Okay. I think we have Godmeyer. Is he? Okay.
Yes. Thank you. I'm going to give them. I'm going to be generous with them. I'm going to give them 2. Why 2? They've already fired their chairman in the process of discussion. So if this happens when you are making decisions, definitely it's going to be a challenge. But in terms of contracts and everything, I think they've mentioned well, but the issue now of leadership, and even the chairman accepted like that. So there's high chances that the president can be fired at any time if this thing is allowed. So thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Okay.
So I think I'll give 1 more minute to the final chairperson, so you can say your final.
All right. So I will also give them a 3, because in the end, they could not summarize all their points, because everyone now didn't know who is going to summarize, because the chairman indeed was removed from their position. So I'm going to give them a 3 for that. So our final verdict is Team B. For scoring Team A is 3.
Okay. Thank you very much, Madam Chairman. You did a good job, but I heard that you got fired. And anyway, for the sake of this exercise, we want to thank you for the work that you've done, and we wish you the very best of luck for the future.
Thank you.
Okay. So my thing is I was gonna give a 1, and then I increased it to a 2. Okay, because 1. They don't have a contract at all. In their contract, they discussed many things, but they forgot a very important thing, which I think Lillian mentioned, that any contract that doesn't have a term of expiry is not valid in a court of law. Okay? We need to know, is it a 12-month contract, 20-year contract, 99-year contract? What is it? Okay? That is 1. The second thing is a bit of confusion as to who delivers the message, because somebody else sounds better, and then at the end we were debating who's going to say what, We ran out of time, and we don't have any clear spokesperson, and the message is not clear. So from me, you're going to get a 2. But I would like to also thank the chairman of that particular organization and wish you the best of luck. And I don't know if they got fired or not, but at least they're out of a job for now.
I think it was taken by, because all of us were contributing. That's not firing.
Oh, okay. So that's not firing. Okay. So at least the chairman got into retirement.
But you don't do in the middle of a structure of something, that a deal that you need. You do it after.
No, we were doing the liberation. It's unfortunate we are not in different rooms. So that's why it looked like that.
Maybe. Yeah. Okay, can I just come in as well?
Yes.
Because I summarized much of the points that were brought in. They were quite many, to be honest.
Yes.
So duration of agreement is actually there. And
Which one? How many months was it? Okay, tell us. If I missed it, then I missed it. How many months was it, or years?
for years, and normally it's
that's the point.
okay.
No,
but
well, if I can just also come in here, I mean, just to touch base on what Mr. Bantu said, I think he was 100%. You know, his score, fair enough. We didn't. We just summarized briefly. There was no due to constraints of time. One, two. The knowledge of the community or rural community for most of us is not that wide. So your point there, I agree with you 100%. I cannot then sit here and say, well, I'll talk to the chief so and so, and then we do this and that, because that's why we are going to be a community, because we are going to have different strengths, different skills, different know-hows. So I think that was a very valid point to bring up. I also brought up the contractual joint venture agreement. I don't know if you missed that. We heard all your agreements. Yeah. But what is the term of those agreements? You see, the issue is we heard there was a lot of commentary, a lot of information that was very good. But you have to close the business, all of it, not some of it. We need the full business package when you present your story. Susan has something to say. Before everybody gets a chance to make their comment, one minute. Mr. Mack, please give us your tally, your own input, your tally, so that we can close out the points, and then the other people can give their feedback.
Okay, so mine is very brief. I'll go with 3 points because there was a bit of confusion there, which lost a lot of time, whereas that time could have been spent in coming up with the task at hand. So, and also there wasn't a clear indication as to what was going to take place, and also the contract was pretty much open. There wasn't a clear, okay, this contract is for 5 years or 10 years or whatever it is. So I'm going to go with 3.
Okay, thank you guys. So before we go to Susan, you have your raise. You're going to get your 1 minute. We also have, I believe, Susan, and then somebody else has their hand raised up. It's got mine, okay? So in that particular order, I just want to say something, guys. So there is only one contract which doesn't have a term, which is the marriage contract, okay? Every other contract, there is a term period. Employment contract, all of these things. That's one. Second thing is that while you mentioned the types of agreements you're going to enter in, which is very good, I was impressed by that part of the presentation, our joint venture agreement, operation agreement, profit sharing, equity, blah, blah. That's all good. But you still need to tell us how long the contract is going to be. And then, of course, somebody did mention that somebody's going to what are they going to put up? They have nothing to put up. They only have land. That's why you're going to them. You have money from the diaspora, you have skills, you have knowledge. That's why they are talking to you. If they had money, they would never talk to you. Just remember that, yeah? So try in our discussions, in our debates, let's stick to reality and be as practical as possible. That's how we know what we're bringing to the table. Okay? Susan, your turn. 1 minute, got mine. Yeah. After that, 1 minute.
Yeah, I guess the questions were not specific enough. They say community. What type of community? Did you say it was rural or was it an urban?
Yes. Very urban.
It was
in the question.
Yes, but remember the onus is on you to ask me those questions if you need clarification, because at the beginning of every question, I always repeat the question and ask for clarity if you want.
Just deciding for a future question now, is it okay with us deciding, like if it's open like that, to decide which community?
Can I also come in on that one to support Susan?
Okay, let me just answer Susan quickly, then you're going to come in, you'll get your minute. So essentially, guys, we don't want it. Some things don't really matter, okay? You can ask for clarity. Some things can be open because it doesn't matter. Like, then some things do matter because it's going to shape the way you answer the question. But the onus is on you to ask for clarity at the beginning.
That's the point here. Godmire.
Okay, after Godmire, all right.
Okay, no, thank you so much. Also, with a little bit of experience in farming, there is also another thing that did not come out well. That when you invest in a piece of land or something, even if it's a short-term contract, usually after 3 years, let's say you have invested in irrigation systems and everything. After 3 years, you cannot go and take out the installation of those things that you have equipped the land. When you want to do that after 3 years, it becomes vandalism. So it means it's something that we must also be cognizant of. That when you do that investment, after a certain period of time, it belongs to the owner of that piece of land. Thank you.
Okay, very big point. And that's the reason why the term of the contract matters, because you then define how long you're going to take to recoup your money, to get into profit, and then exactly what's going to happen to those assets and so forth. So that's a very big point. John, you get your minute.
Thank you. I just want to come back to the issue of what Bantu and other guys were not giving us points because of the reason why. When it comes to the ownership, when he said we have to go to talk to the chief, I remember in my response, I said before anything else, we have to do our due diligence. Due diligence meant if at the end of the day we realize that the chief has ownership of the land, was going to the chief. If it was a private land, was going to the owners of the private land. If there are deeds, I was going to look at the deeds. I spoke about that specifically, but I'm surprised now people are coming in and saying we did not talk about that.
Thank you, John. So guys, hang on. So remember, John, you have big points. We heard you, and we didn't necessarily not give you points for that particular point. Okay, so remember, guys, if you've said something, there's people who know that you said it. So if those people are not giving you points, maybe they missed it. Maybe there's a network, maybe this. But ultimately, if you're supposed to get 10 out of 10, everybody will give you 10 out of 10, almost. So it's just the good thing about consensus and scoring is that everybody has different levels, but it will come down to something at the end, right? So that's the concept. That is the what do you call it? The concept. Now, I have another hand from Elder. I don't know if you want to respond to John, and if that's what you want to do, then unfortunately I'm not going to grant you that particular thing. But if it's something else, then I'll allow you to talk.
No, I was just going to respond to John very briefly. John, I actually heard what you said, that part. Remember the format here was being specific of things, right? That's the reason why, But I heard that. I heard what you
said.
Okay, good. So now, what is our tally and what is our standing? Standing means overall points for the 2 rounds. Tally means what is the one we just finished scoring now. Mr. Mac.
The one that we've just finished scoring now, Group A has 10 and Group B has 8. So in total, Group A has 22 and Group B has 17.
Okay, I think there is a network on my side. I'm hearing bits and pieces.
Group A 22, Group A 22, Group B 17. Did you hear that?
Okay. Yeah, not really, but it's okay. I know probably it's my network problem. I know one has scored in the 20s and the other one scored in the teens. This is what I know.
Yes.
So congratulations to those that scored in the 20s. Now you see how the game goes. Now we're going to turn it up a little bit. Okay, so that now everybody knows what we're doing here. And so let's turn it up a little bit, okay? So now we're looking for leaders. We're looking for new chair people. Okay, we want more decisive action. We want more this, more that. So, Yanadzo, give us a name, please.
Susan.
Susan, thank you very much. Susan, you are going to be the chairwoman of Group C. Okay. And Farai, please give us an A.
Elder.
Elder, you are going to be the chairperson or the chairman for Group D. Okay, so welcome to our new chairpersons. It's going to be the same company, Kumusha Susan, Kumusha Elder, or Kumusha Alex. You get to name your own company. Now, you get to also go ahead and, starting with the ladies, Chairwoman Susan, give us your first pick, please.
I'll pick.
Okay.
No, can you come again?
Then,
Nyaradzo.
okay, wonderful. Then Elder, your turn, please.
I'll pick Lillian.
Very good. Susan, your turn, please.
I'll pick Sid.
Elder.
I'll pick Farai.
Interesting. Okay. Then there is final round. Susan.
I'll pick Godmaya.
Okay. And Elder, I don't think you have a choice, right? Left.
Sid.
Sid. Okay.
No. Sid.
So,
Sid.
Mr.
No. Sid has already been chosen.
Oh,
Chosen. Yeah.
so who's left?
So there's only one person left. So who is it?
John.
John. Okay, good. So John, that means you have to be more vocal because the guys are forgetting about you, yeah?
No,
It's important. Vocal.
It's okay.
That's good. That's good. Okay, guys. So we're heating up here. Mr. Chairman, do you want to just remind us who our teams are, our team names, and all the things and this, that?
Yes, sure. Group C, led by Susan, has Nyaradzo, Sid, and Godmaya. Group D, led by Elder, has Lillian, Farai, and John.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chairman. So question for Kumusha Susan. You are coming towards the end of the year. You have picked your board, which is the 3 people with you, or 2 people. The question you have now is, how are you going to raise money? In other words, what exactly are you going to be selling to your people? And if you want me to repeat or clarify any things, this is your time.
Yes, please. What people? Who are the people?
Okay, so is this Susan talking or who's talking?
That was, I guess.
That was Sid, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is particular thing is the chairperson at the moment is Team Susan. So yeah. I am basically addressing the chairperson, and then the chairperson can do whatever she wants with.
Okay. So the question is, which people? And you said at the end of the year. So being in operation.
No. The end of the year just means that you are at this time of year. It's November. You've just picked your team, and now you are basically you've raised a bunch of money, okay? And so, or actually, not you haven't raised. You are looking to raise a bunch of money. So to raise money, you need to sell something. So you just walk us through the process, and then give us a final what you're going to sell and how much you want to raise and how you're going to raise it and all of that. Okay.
Okay.
We want to do a piggery project. We expect to make 20 million in profit. We are going to raise it from 5 people, which is going to be 4 million each, blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. Because at the end of the year, people are basically looking for investments for next year. That's the scenario.
Oh, okay.
So is that clear for everybody in this group through your chairwoman?
Are we all clear?
Yes.
Okay. Sid, are you all clear?
I'm still trying to analyze the question. Yes. Yeah, I think so.
What about?
Oh, sorry. Are we already okay? We are raising money. It's end of the
year. Okay, let me make it again. I'll repeat it again.
Yeah.
We have a new company that is called Kumusha Susan. It just started 5 minutes ago. That particular company recognizes that it's November 15, it's the end of the year. They have now a team, which is the 3 people with you, including Yaradzo, and I forget who the other person is. And now you guys are talking and saying, what are we going to do? Because we need to raise money and we need to do a project back home. Very similar to what was actually happening to us in general. So that's where you are. So what are you going to do? What are you going to sell? What are you going to promise? And so forth and so forth. And you have 6 minutes to answer that question, including your consultation.
Okay.
Okay. So what I would do, Ms. Chairman, just to help you a little bit, is I would start by explaining the same thing to your team, and then you can throw it around. So time starts now.
Okay. I want someone to write Nyara up with the points, and we start with Godmeyer.
All right.
Okay. Godmeyer, you muted.
Sorry, jump me for now. Can you go to someone? I'm still processing.
Sid.
Okay. We could self-fund as investors or an organization, self-funding. Again, we go back to the first question where I brought pool. I think I'll go back to my notes here, where I wrote we could get some pool monies from pool funds from the local investors. Again, bank loans. We've got venture capitals who can give us money, i.e. in the UK there is angel investors whom I've used in the past, but I'm not sure now. But because we are in the diaspora, to make it clear to the chairperson, we are in diaspora, we are the diaspora investors.
Now you're on the right track. All this time you were on the wrong track.
I think I was. Your questions were not practical. Right.
Okay.
In grants, we got government grants. We can acquire government grants. And again, private equity from other sources, i.e. organizations that like to invest in our sort of business that we want to invest in, i.e. to use the example that was given, pig farming. We have a lot of, we're here in Australia, there's a lot of people, they eat pork. So you might get an investor from Vietnam to say, look, I want to put money into this business. So here's some money. That's what I would do. So grants, venture capital from angels, friends, family, pooling funds, self-funding. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay. Yes. Also, like here in the diaspora, here money is cheaper than back home in Zimbabwe. So I would get a bank loan from here in Europe, so that we can use that money in Zimbabwe to support our project that we want to do. And then another thing as well is for the investors that we have, if they can also pull in some money. So we set a figure. Let's say we want $100 per person per month. So that that money is the one that we're now putting in a pool, and then we can use that. When it's not sufficient, then we can top up with these grants we were talking about, because with the grants, they come with interest. But the money from our investors doesn't have interest. So we want also to be frugal about it.
Yes.
Okay. Something that we have done here in Atlanta with a group of Zimbabweans, we put like an initial investment of about, we specify a number, so that's what I was going to suggest. Like you were saying, Yaradzo, let's say we can say put 5,000. We can either decide to put a lump sum, and then we start paying like every month. But we have to, like you were saying, an initial figure. We need to specify how much we want to raise for that round to start. So, and then we specify how much is the initial seed capital that we want from each individual in the team, in the venture group.
All
and
right.
Then, if we're going to pay every month, how much is it going to be for every single month?
Okay, and then also we also have to know the venture we are going for. How much will it cost, or how much does it need? And then we work towards that figure.
Yes.
So now I have written some points here. So can we come maybe to some?
How much do we have left?
2 minutes.
2 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Godmaya, do you have any points?
No, thank you so much. Number one, we must be able to sell a dream. Like what happened to our president, he sold us a dream. So a dream also is it's capital. So that dream will also cause other people to come and invest money into that dream. Number two,
I think you're pointing it like a platform where we're going to give the information out if we want to raise money, right?
Yes.
So we could do like what they're doing with Kumusha, put it on social media, and we start talking about that to raise that. Am I right?
Thank you so much. You are right. Number two,
1 minute to go.
Number two, in our environment, the whole system favors women. So we must approach, we've got some funds that are dedicated to women. We go to Women Bank in Zimbabwe, financials will be released if you're a woman. So again, we can be able to raise money through that. Then number three.
States we have grants that people can apply for women and for specific for Africa. They are offering them.
Google, and those are cheaper than in Zimbabwe in terms of interest.
Paid back.
Yeah. Okay. So who is going to summarize everything?
30 seconds left.
Because you have it written down.
All right. Okay. So I'll summarize. So us as the board of Kumusha Susan, we have come up that we want to raise the money. So what we're going to sell is we're going to sell the dream. So this dream is that we are going to sell this. We are having this investment vehicle that we are sell to those investors who are willing, and the investors we are going to specify a lump sum, the initial seed capital for our investors, and we agree that 5,000, and then we will have monthly subscriptions, or like something like subscriptions of $100 per person towards the total amount of what we want to achieve of the project we want to embark on. And then if that is not sufficient, given the time constraints, we will also look to the government grants in the diaspora, since we are in the diaspora. So we are aiming for government grants and the other funds which are specific for women. So which means Kumusha Susan is led by, we have women at the front, at the forefront, and they will apply for those grants.
Okay, guys. So I'll tell you now, there was a lot of excellence, and then a lot of things that you just made the thing. It was going in a very good direction, but then I don't know, something was just not right. But there was a lot of pockets of excellence there. Okay, guys. So this time, what we're gonna do, we immediately deal with the scoring from the other side, and then we go to them. Okay, so that way people don't forget what was said. So, team chairperson Elder, what are you guys going to give to your counterparts, and why?
All right, John and Lillian, what do you guys think? I'll, give you first dib at this. What are your assessment?
My assessment is initially by putting, I understand we've got a 50-50 composition of men and women in Kumusha holdings at holding, but I don't think that it's very viable to say that this organization is now we're getting grants on the basis of women. I don't think it's proper, and I don't know how feasible it is and how long it takes. So for me,
and then time. So how many points? How many points? 2 points. 2 points. Okay. Yeah, Chairman, I'm giving you an extra point just because you guys know how the system goes. You as a chairperson, if you want to consult, do it quickly and tell us the points and then summarize the whys. Okay? So I'll give you an extra minute, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. All right. I'll give them a 3 out of 5, not necessarily a 2. They're very good points there. But again, it's a big bucket, for me. It's the general, things that they're talking about, which is good direction. But again, remember, for me, when I was looking at it, I'm like, okay, you have to go to the investors, right? This whole Kumusha thing is about approaching the investors. It's about setting up that part. That's the essence of it. So that part initially, it eventually came up, but it was supposed to be like, oh, bam, this is obvious.
Thank you, and time. Okay. Thank you. Okay. So it's a 3 overall for your team, yes? 3.
3.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to go with the 3 also, Mr. Mack, if you can hear me.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. So my reason was there was a point when I was going to give out a 5, but the problem, what happened is the end part was very well done. Okay. It was said, we, the Kumusha Susan, this is what we're going to do. Then there was a few areas which were like a little bit shaky because now we start talking about women and grants and venture capital and this. That's not gonna.
No, it was
let me finish.
No, it was an example because I was the one that raised that point about the grants because there's several different grants, one for women and some for Africa, but the different groups.
Okay, wait. Remember, you're gonna have your time to comment at the end. I'm just justifying my own answer. So the first thing is, there is no venture capital at this stage, okay? There's no venture capital, there is no loans, because you have no asset. There's a lot of things that are not there. Yes, individuals can borrow loans, but those individuals are going to basically put that as their equity contribution. So just remember that part, okay? And then the presentation at the end was good, but it was missing and everything. So what happened was that we just need to understand that when we have our 6 minutes, we're going to say, we want to raise $1,000 a month. I think she mentioned 5,000, no problem, or 10 or 20 or 50 or whatever. After that, we're going to do this. And we're going to sell you a piggery project where we're aiming to buy 10,000 pigs or 1,000 pigs. And then this is how much money we are going to, you can expect, which is part of the dream selling. So the dream selling was an excellent idea. The part where we announced a proper resolution was also an excellent idea, but there was also mixed match. So I give it 3. Mr. Mack, your turn.
Okay, I think I'll go with a 3 as well, because the way I see it, it was supposed to be, okay, this is what we're going to go for, number 1. Number 2, the focus was supposed to be on the investors, because the whole point of this vehicle is the investors. So going for other areas to look for money, that just confuses the whole process of the vehicle.
Yes, and that's exactly what the point I was making. So before the next question, there's Nyarazo she just has a point again. It's not going to change the scoring. We know that. Followed by Godmaya and then John. So Nyarazo.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Choto. What I would like to comment here, I think this is general for all of us. We are now rating, or rather we are scoring based on the way we are thinking, the thinking process. Yeah. Yet we are supposed to score on the presentation, the final presentation, because it's unfortunate that we do not have separate meeting rooms whereby we go on the side, we think, because we can brainstorm, but after brainstorming, we have to now narrow down on what we want to put forward.
Point taken and time.
Thank you.
Now, let me just quickly respond to you, then we go to Godmine. We are in the room quietly listening to you guys brainstorming. We are just like a camera. Nobody's commenting, nobody's stopping you from brainstorming, but ultimately you have 6 minutes to deliver the job. And then we'll rate you on everything, because obviously we are trying to give you proper feedback because we know what's going on. Godmine, your turn.
Thank you so much. I think one of the things that maybe must be clear also maybe in our thinking, maybe where we might be missing is we are advisory steering committee. So our idea is to come and bring ideas to advise the already established system. So number 1, we are entering into the vision of Kumusha, then we come and plug in our ideas and support our ideas. So all these things that we are coming up with, I believe all those are vehicles to pump, the investment portfolio. So I'm not sure if I'm missing it or we are just,
Yeah.
get to decisions. Basically, in this committee, right, there's going to be a lot of these sorts of exchanges. Sorry, guys, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
So when you sit on this committee, these are the conversations that are going to be had. Guys, we've signed a joint venture. Now the youths are coming and destroying us, blah, 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 right? What are we going to invest in? Da, da, da. Some of it will be easy to get to. Some of it will be more structured and so forth. But with what we're testing is just to see. These are scenario tests. So that's what it is, Godmaya. Ultimately, everybody is doing well, but we're just giving each other feedback. Okay, John.
Sorry, I'd already raised my point earlier on, and you also reiterated on the issue. I was just when I said I don't see the women grant thing is very feasible to get money, to access money on behalf of the whole organization. That was my point.
Yeah, just remove your. Yeah, sorry guys. Just a reminder: once you had your turn, just remove your hand raising, because that's the only tool that I have to evaluate whose turn is to go. Okay, so Mr. Mack, what do we have?
Oh, I raised my hand.
Under Team Susan.
Right, we have a total of 9.
Sorry, John, do you want to just... Yeah, okay, now it's off. Thank you, John.
We have a total of 9.
Susan, we have another round for you to go to catch up. Sid has a comment. We're going to give you 1 minute.
Okay, thank you. I just wanted to touch base on what Nyaradzo mentioned, that, when we're scoring, yes, I know we can't change the score. I think the scoring should be based on the content rather than on anything else, on what is being said, rather than, because somebody said, okay, excellent, but I scored you so because of 1 point, one issue that was wrong, but there were 2 excellent issues. Number 3, Mr. Bantu, you mentioned that there was no mention of SMAC raising of funds. I initially started to say self-funding. That was my first point as investors. And everything else investors can do in the diaspora, not necessarily just from us. You can approach different and certain different organizations to invest in your business. That's how I look at it when I start to do investments and my own projects. There is investors.
Thank you.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you. So Sid, I'm going to repeat to you guys again. Some people may not hear things, other people may hear things. But the problem with using the word self-funding is it means 2 things. It means that people are going to fund, like it could mean that we as the committee are going to use our own funds. Okay, like Mr. Mack puts his own money, that's self-funding. Or we are going to use the entire organization, including our investors that are in our groups and so forth, because that is self-funding. So you kind of need to clarify that. But we did hear you, Sid. And again, we gave some pointers that this is going to ultimately be all equity-based, because you've got people that are being brought together as a diaspora. That's the community. That's where the money comes from. And then that's how we fund it. Now, to be quite frank with you, I mean, I've been doing investments for my entire career. When you just have an idea on paper and it's in Africa, and specifically in this particular, there is not going to be, probably, I want to say 0, but maybe I might be wrong. There will be maybe 1% or 2%. They will just put money there because it's considered high risk, the banking system not working, and so forth and so forth. But when you can put something and build an asset, now it's easy for you to attract different types of investors. Susan, you want to say something? 1 minute.
Yes, I think I'll go back to the question. The questions are open, so
yes.
That's why like what Maya said. You said we sell the idea because we didn't want to stick to one thing. The idea, then somebody said you need to be like specific to one thing, but that was the thing. We want to raise money and we're selling the idea of a project. That will be, because that's how you raise money. You have to run the numbers and tell people what your projections are. And
yes.
I brought up that point.
Yes, thank you, and time. So what we were looking for, the perfect answer would have been the following. We're going to go to the people in our group. Let's say, in this case, I never told you cannot use the group of investors which you already have, which include all of us. We go to our people, and what we're looking for, the
He got cut off, but we did say that we, like Nyarazo said, that we go in
a leased farm or purchase farm, and we're gonna need 100,000 to buy 5 matangas. You're gonna make this. That's a perfect answer. And then with Nyarazo now doing that final part, which is the excellence, the way she says, so it repeats that. That's the message she's gonna deliver. In the deliberations, you already see ruling out this and ruling out that, because that's how you close the question. We want you to close the question and give us a product that even all of us will buy it right now. That's the perfect answer. But I mean, again, it's all learning, and we're giving each other some.
We can't hear you, Ghost.
Oh, we said we. Hello, Mr. Mac.
Yes, I can hear you now. You're cutting on and off.
So what was our final?
9.
Okay, 9. So now, okay, so so we've already mentioned that. So now we're gonna go to Team Elder. Team Elder, your guys is now question. You have 6 minutes to deliberate this, okay? And if you want any form of clarity, I repeat myself, you are more than able to take 1 or 2 minutes at the beginning, so that there is no, so we're not fighting about the question or the nature of the question. What we're doing is we're creating an answer, putting it together, and then having a final thing. That's what we want, okay? And that's the pressure here, because most of the time when you come together, nobody knows exactly what we're going to do. So we want something decisive so that we can move forward. So now, can I ask the question? Elder?
Go ahead. Sure, go ahead.
Okay. Thank you very much. You have decided that Team Elder, Kumusha Elder, is going to go ahead and invest in property. That's now, this is, so in other words, I've just closed it. This is a decision that you and your board, Kumusha Elder, and your 3 people have decided this is what we're going to go. You've even sent out what we call a term sheet, which basically says what the investors should do, So you guys have raised 500,000. The money now is in the bank, right? So what are you going to do in the first 90 days? Tell us exactly what you're going to do and focus on, and whatever in those first 90 days. The money is in the bank, the project has been decided, and the investors have responded. But you have your first 90 days ahead of you. What are you going to do? Time starts. Oh, sorry. You have questions?
Okay, so John, Lillian, you guys have any questions? It sounds straightforward to me, but
okay. Thank you. So if it's good for you, it's good for me. Time starts now.
Oh, I'm asking my teammates first, before I come back.
That's part of your time.
Yeah, that's fine.
It's okay for me. Yeah.
Lillian?
For me, with the 90 days time frame that we have to build this investment property, what I would need for us to look into, like when we are buying the materials for the building, let's go to a wholesale. We need to be by that time to identify a wholesale where we're going to pick up these things. So we're not going to buy our materials at a higher price so we can save money. And we need to find where we get these materials and where one of us can travel there and we already have the people where we can order, or we already find that spot where we're going to get our materials to build these buildings and everything that we need for the structures.
Okay. And then as far as summarizing, who's comfortable in summarizing? John, are you comfortable in summarizing, taking everything?
No, I'll just have a point. You can summarize.
Okay. All right. Okay. So also buying, you have 500,000. This is what we have raised, right? The very first thing, it's actually a risk assessment. As far as I'm concerned, that we need to, do some sort of risk assessment of, okay, which areas, where do we need to buy this land from? identify the land, what are the risks associated with it. So some sort of an overall risk assessment, that is what we need to, pursue. Okay, that's my point. Farai, anyone else? John, you guys chime in.
I think after risk assessment, before we buy anything, we also have to do the project planning first. We have to sit down and do the project planning, the nitty-gritties. How are we going to go about it? What are we going to be doing? What kind of structures are we going to be building? The overall project plan first. That's what we have to do first. Then we all do our bill.
Beautiful.
Then we do our bill of quantities, depending with the project planning. Then we do our budgets, which align with the 500,000 that we have. I think that's what we have to do first.
Okay, that's brilliant. May I just come in as well? I think firstly we need an investment strategy. Whether we're going to go into, is it going to be like a rental property, or is it like small industrial units? Is it going to be student housing? What are we really? So we need an investment strategy, number one. Then we have also to choose a target location, because we have money. What are the target location? Probably are they sort of like high rental demand? Are there any strong infrastructure or things like that? Probably, let's say, are we going to target Harare or Nyanga, or where are we going to invest? Where is going to be the property? Then probably do a little bit of cost analysis with the 500,000 that we have. How much cost are we going to incur? Like if we're going to buy maybe a
2 minutes to go,
refurbish it. Then also we need to just assemble a team, contractors, property managers, and things like that. And we can also probably do a deal acquisition, or are we going to build it, or are we going to sort of buy a property that has been already built? Are we going to refurbish it and rebuild it and things like that? If we're going to do it, we can renovate it quickly, then bring some tenants in, and we can start earning some money out of there. Or we can start to build with the 500,000 after we've done the cost analysis. We can say, okay, we're going to build probably a industrial business unit, then bringing some tenants, then we can start to earn some rentals from there. So that's what I would do probably with the 500,000 in 90 days.
Okay.
1 minute to go.
All right. So basically, the way I look at this, all this, the points that we have raised up, that's just part of, project, management. That's all it is. We're starting from ideation. Now we have the money already. So there's some sort of funding there. Then, we move into the risk assessment, assembling of the team, and, kind of like really what is the strategy that we're going to go after, including comms to the investors as well. Then, Lillian, she mentioned about, also buying, critical buying, and all of it is really project planning, but broken down into little, buckets.
Okay, time. Okay, guys, so this is not getting where we want, but it's okay. It's looking okay. Let's see now what our other team is going to give. Team Susan, what are you guys going to give? You have 2 minutes to justify and to score.
To me, like if the organizers are looking for specifics, we're still running into the same problem. It also is ends up being very general. I don't know if it's because of the question or that they are so open. So I would give them a 3. I don't know. My team, what do you think?
I think I'll give them, initially, based on the initial speaker, I'll give them a 2. Why? She started talking about, written it down here. She started talking about wholesale to save money, building, etc., etc. Whereas I could have been looking at things like, which came back later it's more or less at the end of
No,
it. Initial planning.
Can I interject?
Let me finish
Everybody
that.
gets their time. Whoa. You can't interject when someone else is talking.
Yeah, let me
This is
finish.
their time.
Let me finish. That was the first statement I'm picking up on. Instead, I would have said what you said later on in the thing, where there is the initial planning and research, defining your investment goals. That wasn't mentioned initially. Rental and income came up later. Remember, this is a 90 days you are projecting, right? Then you determine what type of property residential, which came up then later. Then due diligence, right, after initial planning, then financial legalities, which came up later.
Okay,
again.
time. So how many points? How many points?
2.
Okay. So Team Susan, what is your position in terms of points?
Nyaradzo, do you agree? What do you agree on? So we can average it out. You're muted, Nyaradzo.
Oh, sorry. I would give them a 2 because they did not sum up what they have come up with. So it just ended in deliberations. So basically, we don't know exactly what they're going to do because the question was requiring them to say, what are you going to do in 90 days?
Yeah, thank you. Okay, so we get a 2 and a 2 and a 3. Which,
so I think.
Oh, you're still going.
2 or 3.
Okay. No, thank you so much, my leader. I think in 90 days, I was expecting to look into, in terms of these contracts, they are divided into 6 stages, but there's a stage called stage 0, whereby you identify all what you want to do, the stakeholders, possibilities of profits and everything in that area. Then from there, we enter into stage 1, whereby now we are looking at the budget that we are given, which is 500,000. Now we break it down. In terms of land, how much is it going to cost? Maybe 30%. In terms of professional fees to engage all other professionals so that our project becomes successful, let's say 80%.
Okay, and then time. How many? So, thank you.
So now
How many points did you give them?
I'll give them 2.
2. So our
Okay, so you're going to give 2?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So, Mr. Mack, I hope you've noted the 2. Now, I'm just going to go straight to the point. So, again, areas of excellence, and then there's some areas which nobody understands what's going on. So let me remember, people keep saying, well, this is general. It's not general. The key word, what we told you to make your life easy, is that you are doing property and you've already raised 500,000, which means when you went to the investors to raise the 500,000, you told them something. You promised them something. You told them, we're going to build college, university apartments in Chinoi, and you're going to do this. So that part of it is the first part you're supposed to tell us. Somebody was talking about stage 0, stage this. We are already past stage 0, and we need to have a product that's how we raise money, because nobody just gives you money. You promise them something, so you first you articulate to say, what exactly are we promising them to raise this 500,000? That's at stage, then you raise the 500,000, that's past stage 0, okay? Now, where you guys are coming in is, you've already done your thing. What you guys now supposed to do is somebody started talking about the project planning. That's very important to say who does what, when, and how. But the key thing that was missed totally, completely, was nobody talked about registering a company. Nobody talks about how the money is going to move from England or whichever country, in this case it's England, to Zimbabwe. Nobody talked about picking a construction team. Exactly, and whether you're going to do it yourself. In other words, you guys are going to fly down and then start building, or you're going to have 2-3 construction quotes and all of that. Maybe that was said, maybe I didn't hear it. But these are the sort of precise sort of things that we're looking in 90 days, because 90 days is 90 days. Okay, so there was excellence when we started talking about project planning, but then we got off. There's no company. So I give a 1. Mr. Mack, what do you have?
Right. For me, I think a lot of the right things were mentioned, but it was not in the right order. As in, we start with this, then this, then this, then this, then this, then this. Bang, done. But all the necessary stages and what needed to be done, yes, was there. But of course, there's a few key things that were missing. But I would say I would go with a 3.
Okay, Mr. Mack, thank you very much. So now we get to that stage where everybody gets a 1 minute to say their say, which has no impact on the scoring. So let's start with how did the things come in? I think we started with Farai. Then after Farai, we had Elder, and then from Elder we went to Nyaradzo. In that order, please. Just 1 minute, yeah. So Farai, if you want to go ahead.
Sorry, but you come again.
You raise your hand, unless if you don't want to say anything now.
Oh, did I raise my hand? I think I.
Okay, so maybe it's a mistake. So Godmaya, your turn.
I don't know what's happening with.
It's off now. Godmaya.
Okay, thank you.
No, thank you so much. I think the way the question was structured was a little bit tricky. It was not clear because 500,000 is already there. So if 500,000 is already there, what we now need is to put that 500,000 into producing a product. So all these stages now that we're talking about, it's about now deep into construction, trying to come up with the property itself, because money is already raised. So I think that's where that gray area was. So if my understanding was correct, is number one, we have to now to involve stakeholders, the participants, until we get the final product that we want. I think my minute is gone. Let me not continue.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so I'm going to go after this. I just want to say a comment. Inside of the question, we are saying we've already told you you've raised money. So it's up to you to basically define and close those loopholes to say, what property are we doing? Because we've given you the money. We've given you everything. Now you guys have to tell us so that we now know what this 90 days, the context you created. That's how you close those loopholes, right? We're not going to choose everything for you. Nyaradzo, you're up next.
For me, I think also the like you mentioned that you were expecting that the registration of the company and all other things, but when we were raising the money, I don't know where the money come from, but from when you were stating the question, you mentioned that the investors were ready. I mean, like they were informed, so they have already raised the money. So whatever that made the investors to bring the money, it means there were structures before. So I would not assume that at this point, that's when we are now going to put structures in place. Otherwise, the investors would not have put down their money. So I think the question was a little bit shaky on that ground.
Okay, good point. But let me clarify again. In how it works is the first you sell the dream to investors to say we want to sell you student housing. Then the investors agree, they give you the 500,000, right? So now when you come to us now, you say to us, we've promised the investors we are going to build, accommodation for workers, okay, 500 units and so forth. You create that context so we know why you're spending your 90 days in that particular context. We gave you the money, it's funded. The money is not in Zimbabwe, it's in the diaspora bank account because that's where the money is. But you have to register a company locally to then move the money into the local company to buy that particular property and so forth and so forth. Those are legal structuring now. So you have to address that point because you can easily raise the money from the diaspora people and then it goes into the UK bank account. Great, it's there. But that doesn't mean you've even chosen a company in Zim to do the construction or whether you're going to do the construction yourself. And these are the things where we are expecting you now to close all those loopholes so that we're 100% convinced that you guys know exactly what you're going to do in your next 90 days. Next to Elder and then Sid, 1 minute.
Yeah, I think your assessment, I disagree with your assessment. I have set up startup companies for Microsoft. The statement that you've already raised 500,000, that's a lot of money, that's $500,000. The assumption, the inherent assumption there is all these structures are already put in place. The company's there, you got a vehicle that's already there, that's how it works. At least that's how I did it for 24 years. So we were basing it off that this is already there because the money's already been raised. That's one thing. The other part is Lillian, she started to speak when we're not yet started, we're still asking clarifying questions. That's the reason why I like, no, she was addressing, clarification questions, right? Well, she mentioned about buying and whatnot, but we had not started. But then from there, we just continue to go, we just continue to discuss, right? When it's like we're not started, I'm like, okay. Let's just continue to go.
Okay, point taken. Point taken and time. So just to respond to you, and then after that, we are going to go to Sid. So how it works is, if you look at most of those tech startups that you see, they say they raise money. They have a special purpose vehicle which they open up in an offshore environment, Ireland, Cayman Islands, Monaco, wherever they set up. That vehicle is where the investors put the money in, the 500,000. In this case, this vehicle is in UK. Now, after that, they have to spend that money because investors know, okay, we are going to get this and that and the other thing. So you have to define us what you sold them so that we can follow where your time is being spent in those next 90 days. So that, I didn't want to tell you that. You are going to be the one to tell us, okay, we're building this and this is how long it's going to take, so we can follow your story and your planning. Sid, your turn, and then after that, we're going to go back to Elder. 1 minute.
Okay. All right. Yeah, thank you. Just wanted to agree with what Nyaradzo said earlier about going into separate rooms and whatnot. That's why I think Mr. Elder, yes, Lillian started talking and I caught up on that, where she was saying we're buying on cheap from wholesales, this and that. But at the same time, in the same token, your guys should have come up and said, assuming that the 500,000 is already earmarked for this property development, that property development, and the plan was already in place, then we would have had a better picture. That's why I gave it 2. Thank you.
And exactly my point. Thank you very much, Sid. Back to you, Elder. Lillian has something. Okay, let's go to Lillian first and then to Elder, because I think you wanted to say something for long, Lillian. And Sid, can you just remove your thing? Yeah, okay, thank you. Lillian, your turn.
Yes. So when I was talking, we were still in the process of just putting our pointers. That was not our solid thing at the end, but it is part of the planning. At the end of the day, that part is needed as well. How are we going to get the material to build these structures? And by the time the investors are putting the money, we already have a registered company in place. The investors will not put money when they don't know where they are putting their money to. So I didn't think that part is a part where we need to explain. Of course, money is in UK. We can send a wire wherever it's supposed to go. We have the equipment and we know how to do that part. We'll send a wire where we are sending the money to whoever is doing the work, and the team is already on the ground.
Okay, point taken and time. So just to clarify, you cannot operate. Yes, this is something that I hope all of us know and never forget. So your UK company cannot operate in another local jurisdiction. You need to have a local company. That's why they call them 100% owned subsidiaries. The UK company owns the money, and the local subsidiary, which has to be registered, is the one that basically does the operations, and that's the one that pays the taxes and the labor and the NASA and the this. So that one has to be registered, and that was part of the trick to see if somebody's going to pick that up. Secondly, you cannot raise money without promising something. You have to promise the people something. So that's the second part of the trick, which is explain to us what you promised to raise this money, and then once we know what it is that you sold to get the 500, then you're going to now justify your 90 days, what you're going to focus on. So that was part of the trick. Okay. Elder, you have something to say, and then we'll go now to the second round.
Yeah. So I'm not sure why is the assumption that investors are in England. To me, that's not my understanding. To begin with, I think that's a wrong premise. Investors could be anywhere. They're investors in Zimbabwe, right? It's not just diaspora, but it could be local, because even on our first meeting, I think there were a lot of Zimbabweans who are just local, who wants to invest, right? So why are we assuming, that this is just people in diaspora?
Okay, thank you, and time. Mr. Mack, do you want to clarify that point? Because most people understand why it's probably diaspora, but do you want to clarify that point and why the money is in the UK? Because that's also clear. But do you want to just clarify that point, Mr. Mack?
Yes. The company is registered in the UK, but it is open to anyone to invest into. But I think there's a bit of confusion, because there's a lot of talk about this is a diaspora initiative. So sometimes it gives the impression that only people in the diaspora can be a part of this, but it is open to anyone who can who can put money into this vehicle, because the purpose of this is to invest and get your return on investment.
Right.
Okay, so I just want to add a few points, and we're going to go to the second round. The concept of diaspora is like this. People in the diaspora have got much larger disposable income than people in the local environment. And that is proven by the 2 billion that flows into the country every single year when people are sending money from outside. That 2 billion is anchoring the economy. It's a big part of the money that's in the system. So diaspora definitely has the money, and that's definitely the main target audience. Some locals will have money, but it's not going to be at the scale what everybody thinks. Okay, so that's the context. That's why diaspora gets mentioned. The second thing is, this is a niche market or a gap in the market of people in the diaspora, because if you look at all of us right now, we are all in the diaspora. Those people are looking for opportunities back home. Thirdly, you set up the company in the UK, and you could do it in America, everywhere, wherever other country, because those countries have got a lot more legal and asset protection, right? That's why they do it, that legal structure. But the local company is an operating company. So if you look at, for example, West Properties Holdings, that's a Mauritian company that has a local Zimbabwean operating company. If you look at Insco, same thing. If you look at all those big companies that you see, okay, so that's the difference between the 500,000 raised from the diaspora sitting in the UK, waiting to be transferred to a local company for operations. So I hope that part is clear, because it's a very, very, very big point. Now, we're going back to now we're going to go to our final round. So everybody now has been disbanded. We're going to go to the final round. We're going to have a new leaders, and we're going to have one set of questions, and then we will then do our closing. Okay, because I think we're almost reaching the 2-hour mark. It's been a very good session, but of course, people probably need to go back to do some many things. So, Elder, please pick a name.
Sid.
Okay, so Team Sid, you are now a Group E. Okay. And I believe it was Susan. Pick a name, please.
Godmire.
Okay, Godmire. Okay. So Team Godmire, you are now Team F. Okay. Now, President Godmire and President Sid, you have two teams, E and F. You need to now take turns to pick your own team members, and then we can get to the question stage. Starting with Sid.
Okay, I'll go for Nyaradzwa.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Chairman, you recorded that one for E?
Yes, everything is being recorded. Thank you.
Okay, great. And then Godmire, your turn.
I will go with Lillian.
Okay, thank you. Sid, your turn.
I'll go with Elder.
Elder, okay. Thank you. And then I think it's who is it? Sid again or El Godman?
Godmaya. I think I'll go with Farai.
Okay. And Sid?
I'll go with John.
And Godmine?
I'll go with Susan.
Okay. Sid?
The other two, I can't see who they are.
There is Nyarazo and there is Lillian. So,
Nyarazo, I've already got. Lillian is gone already.
I think that's it.
So that everybody knows their team. Mr. Chairman, you want to read out the teams?
No. I just need. I must have missed a few things here. So, Sid, you have Nyarazo,
Okay.
Nyarazo, Elder, and
John.
And Godma, you have Lillian,
Farai,
and Susan.
Farai, and Susan. Okay, gotcha.
So we have our teams.
Okay, everything is noted.
Okay, do you just read it out again so everybody knows where they stand?
Okay, Group E, Sid, Nyarazo, Eld, and John. And Group F, Godmeyer has Lillian, Farai, and Susan.
Okay, thank you very much. So, Chairman Sid, you have a team.
Mm-hmm.
You have a brand new company. Okay? And you get to tell us exactly how you're going to gain investors. You are looking to raise 500,000 from the diasporians. Okay? So, President Godmeyer or Executive Chairman Godmeyer, you have
they were there.
500,000.
Hello.
Yeah. Can you hear me now?
They break. There was interruptions. Brand new company.
Okay, I'll start again.
And then,
yeah. So can you hear me now? Just tell me if you can hear me. Then I'll start again.
I can hear you.
Okay. You have a brand new company called Kumusha Godmeyer. Okay, it was registered yesterday. You have three board members, which is the people you have. Now you've just gotten into your first board meeting, and you know you want to target an amount of 500,000. Okay, it doesn't really matter where you're going to invest it, but that's what you want to target. Tell us what actions are you going to take to be able to gain investors from the diaspora.
Sorry, Chair, this question was for Team F, Team Godmeyer, or for both teams?
For Team Godmeyer. The company name is God Kumusha Godmeyer.
Oh,
that's the name of the company. No. It's called Kumusha Godmeyer. That was the name of the company.
Okay. So you're confusing now.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're confusing. You addressed Sid. You addressed Sid, right? But then you said Godmeyer. So now the question is
okay, my fault. Yeah. My fault. Okay. So this is a Godmeyer question under the leadership of Team Godmeyer. Sid hasn't come in yet. So Godmeyer, this is your situation. You're looking to raise 500,000. You're targeting the diaspora audience. Okay. So now the company has been registered in whatever country, Australia, or wherever you want to register it, but not in Zimbabwe, because you don't have an operation yet. You're just raising money. So how are you going to get to that 500,000? What are you going to do?
Okay. So my time has started. Okay, yeah.
There is no clarification. I can start the time. If you still need further clarification, I will not start the time.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to ask my team, Lillian, Farai, and Susan. Can you confirm that you understood the question?
That means your time
Oh,
starts.
I have a
Because
question.
that means that you have to be explaining to them. Time starts now.
Okay, sorry. So, okay, the question is, we need to raise 500,000, and so what actions are we going to take so that we can have that 500,000 from diaspora, and the company is going to be registered not in Zimbabwe, outside of Zimbabwe. So, what actions? Am I right?
Okay.
Yes.
100%.
Thank you. So maybe anyone in our team wants to. So the first thing is the company is registered, and it's the name of the company is Godmaya Investments.
And where would you like to register this offshore vehicle, please? The
And
company.
we are registering it in London.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So those are the expectations. You can close all those gaps yourself. So it's a UK company.
Okay. So the company is registered, and also all the paperwork are done, the legal aspects, and also the banking account is opened. Right. So now let's go.
Okay, I can just comment. Probably we need to.
Into the back.
Oh, sorry. Okay, we need to define our investment offer. What sort of like project are we gonna get into? Like what the fund does, how it makes money, and expected timelines, the risks, and also things like returns. We also need to create the investment structure. Is it going to be like, a property syndicate? Are we going to divide the whole investment in units? Is it going to be a joint venture? Like I think we discussed about a joint venture. Are we going to do a joint venture with the community and things like that? Then we need to prepare some investor documents, like sort of like a pitch deck, or probably a teaser or a video and things like that. Then more importantly, for us to be able to raise this money, we need credibility. So we need to have a website that is very secure, where we can put all the information, clear explanation, the team bios, contract information, all the documents that are needed, and things like that. So these are some of the points that I can bring into.
No, thank you.
3 minutes to go.
Okay.
Susan?
I think we need to specify that it's if it's a joint venture or a company. So let's just say it's a what Kumusha is. And so we try to raise money on a website. We can organize groups to find funds and market it to our family to see if we can get some money that way.
Oh, thank you. Lillian?
And we need to know how many investors we are targeting on this one. And that's how we can come up with the number, the 500,000. So we need to know the number of people that we are targeting, and we need to have a clear picture of what we are selling to the investors before we start telling them anything, and start approaching them and recruit among the other diasporas that we have.
Thank you so much. So in short, in summary, we are just saying the same concept that we are using right now in Kumusha Investment. That's exactly that we are going to take. Open a company, registered in name.
Okay, let me help you. You still got 2 minutes. Hold on. I'm going to help you. You still got 2 minutes. There's no shortcuts here. You need to be the one to tell us exactly now what the concept is, so that we are clear. You have 2 minutes, so it's good that you're ready to summarize. But now summarize. Tell us exactly point by point by point, so we can hear you.
Okay, no, thank you so much. So we want to raise. We have opened our company. All the bank accounts are there. We have set up the website. We have published online. Everyone
What is
now.
the product?
The
product. What are
okay.
we?
Okay. So in terms of the product, that's the one that now we are putting on the website. We want to venture into agriculture, exporting things in Europe because there are no organic food there. So from there, the banking account is opened. Now we have got someone spoke about timelines. We have got 500,000. How many people are we having in our group? Maybe if we are we've got 1,000 people. So if for 1,000 people, our target, meaning to say, so we need almost 5,000. Is it 5,000 or 50,000? It's $500 per person. So
and then time. Okay, guys. So this, I have to tell you guys something. This was the most interesting one because you guys had everything in front of you, but you couldn't put it together.
25,000.
Someone said, "How many people do we want?" Someone said, "How many people do we want?" We didn't hear how many people. Somebody said, "What are we selling?" We didn't know exactly what you were selling. Then we have a website. What are we asking on the website for the people?
Say the product. When I asked him about the product, he named.
He named the product, the farming, and all that.
Farming and exporting agriculture.
And chicken and everything.
So now let's go to the
and he was specific. 1,000 per person.
Okay.
No, we're gonna be 100 people for that 1,000. Yes.
Okay. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Team Godmeyer. Thank you, Team Godmeyer. And by the way, everybody was talking over the chairman. I don't know why, but that's how this company is being run. So, Sid, now your turn to evaluate and to come up with the final position on this particular team and why.
Okay. Right. Having listened to Godwin and the team, I think what was missing for me, actually, I'll give a score and then I'll qualify what. I think I'll give them I'm going to be generous, but I think I'll give them a 3. Why? Because what they missed for me was that they were not culturally sensitive to where they were going to be investing. They needed to have a tailored outreach, to the local people, i.e., build trust building, and just be culturally sensitive to their needs and sell their product, which is farming, which was in different sectors. The other issue I'd written here was I didn't clearly hear about a developing of a concise business plan and pitch to the investors. What were you going to pitch specifically? That's I didn't really get. So that's why I gave it 3.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chairman Sid. So before I put in my comments, I'm just going to give also Sid a 5 myself because he took the decision to just go for it and summarize for his team. Sometimes there is no need to consult because he kind of gets what needs to be done. Sometimes consultation, and a lot of people confuse things. Consultation is to provide clarity, but if I can clearly see that this is not proper, then I don't need to consult, okay? If somebody steals from a company, I don't need to consult with my managers to say, why did this person steal? I can ask the how, but I don't need to ask the why because they're a thief. That's the reason. So I'm going to call the police and I don't need to consult for that. But I like that, so I give you a 5, Sid, and I know they are not part of the scoring, but I just want to show something to everybody. That's one. I'm also going to be generous to you guys because I think we've all of us, we kind of get it and it's been a good exercise. So I'm also going to give a 3, which has probably been my highest all night, simply because I like that people were starting to throw in to the chairman all the things that's supposed to be missing. And the only missing part was the chairman supposed to capture that thing and then specifically say, we are selling oranges from Azoe, we're buying from, I don't know, Citrus Farm, and we're sending to Germany and blah, blah, blah. And then we're going to be, so we expect to make a margin of 40%, and then we're going to give investors a profit share after 1 month, after 3 months, and we expect to do so much volume and blah, blah, blah. And we put it on our website and we put it on our social media and we go on the road and sell it to different people and blah, blah, blah. That's sort of how you get investors. So let's remember one thing. There's two sides to this equation. There is the buy side, which means the people who are putting in their money, they're buying into the idea. And there is the sell side, which is you who's looking for the investor. You're selling the investment. And unfortunately, most people get confused because when you're buying and selling investment, there is nothing to touch. There is only promises and returns. Okay, so that's why maybe there's that level of confusion. But we wanted to see what is your investor acquisition strategy, and you could have simply just outlined that by leading with your product and your offering, like exactly like what Sid said, and then how and what channels you're going to use to capture those people, and so what you're going to promise them and what dream you're going to sell them. So that's how it should have gone. So I give it 3. Mr. Matt?
Okay, so I give a 4 because basically they had all the things that were needed, but they were not just, properly organized because, of course, time was running out. But pretty much I think I saw that everything was there, but it seemed like they were just being thrown around. But I think that was because of time.
Okay, so what is our total, and does anybody want to make
No, sorry, Sid, what was your summary? Did you say you gave them a 5?
3.
3. Okay, so the total here is 10. Okay, 10.
10. Okay, great. So no questions, no comments. We're going to go to Team Sid. I'm going to give anyone who wants to say something. Nobody, and nobody. Okay. So is there anybody that's got their hand raised or wants to say something about the past one? Okay.
I like the organic stuff. I think the organic got me.
Okay, good. Thank you very much. So now the final round, the final team presentation is Team Chairman Sid and his team. They have a company, okay, which is a UK registered company. They have already their investors, which they have given them $1 million. They are exporting from their Zimbabwean subsidiary company, which I think they are doing potatoes, okay? So they have already set everything up and they actually have potatoes. So they have investors, they have a company, they have a name, they have the business, everything. They're exporting potatoes to South Africa. No, not South Africa. Now, let's say to Mozambique. Okay, this is easy. So now you're exporting your potatoes to Mozambique and everything else like that, okay? So what is your business model and how do you control the funds? Okay, Team Sid, I can ask it again if you want. So now you don't have to worry about defining, my investors, you've got money, you're already a company. So what's your business model? Explain to us what differentiates you from other potato selling companies. Okay, and how do you control the money?
Okay. Tim, do you understand the question?
Yes.
Time starts now.
Yes, business model, right? This is really, kind of trying to come up with some GTM as far as, it's just a GTM question.
Okay. Can you carry on a little bit on that? Can you elaborate a little bit more?
Yeah, so standing out, you see the go-to-market strategy, right? Because that's what you're gonna use to define your, the business model that you have. right? Again, here it's all about, the product, the management, program management, come up with these GTMs. We would actually try to because to distinguish a name, especially like on potatoes. So this is what we're selling. We're selling to Mozambique, right? What's the market? Market analysis is going to be needed as part of the program or product management. How do we differentiate ourselves? Okay, we it's like in Zimbabwe. We can use the practical situation. Zimbabwean potatoes are in demand in South Africa. High demand. There's actually a shortage of these things. Why? Because Zimbabwean potato is natural. It tastes different. South Africa have already used, GMOs. They've already manipulated GMOs in South Africa. So they taste different. Right? So we can use that because ours is natural. It's very much organic. Right? So that can be something that we can use to differentiate, our product.
Okay. Brilliant.
Yeah, okay. For me, I also think that we also need to investigate the standards, the food standards that we have to adhere to in Mozambique, so that when we meet all the standards there, then we are already, we have already won the battle rather than to send something that would be rejected, for example.
Okay, brilliant. John, do you have anything?
To add on that one, I think we also have to look at our competitors. Obviously, we'll be getting into a business where other people are already doing. So we look at how they are doing it and where they are falling off. Then we maximize on their weaknesses.
Indeed, yes, yeah.
Okay, brilliant.
3 minutes to go.
Sorry?
3 minutes.
Let's continue.
Okay, let's continue. Yeah, what I've come up with as well here was that is a business model. The agricultural supply and chain model. Right now, what it is like is the company should operate as an agricultural processing, distribution, and export business. That's what I would think. Because remember, we are in diaspora. We are exporting to Mozambique, right? Now, and then to touch on Elder's point about the selling point is organic, right? That's our selling point as well, that we could be using in our business model. Moving on from there, we have value addition. Process the potatoes in a higher value products, i.e. chips, frozen this, frozen that. Again, we are adding profits to our business. I don't know how you think.
So good. We're running out of time. There's the financial part, right?
Right. Revenue. The revenue generation is generated cash flow.
2 minutes.
By selling processed and raw potatoes in the domestic market, or exporting to a higher margin market. That's how we bring in our money there. Profit sharing. That's again a business model. Returns to investors come from profits generated by the sales, with a clear agreement or on distribution, right? And timelines and amounts. How much do we give back to our investors? So that is and should be our business model, if I understood the question correctly. And to summarize,
okay, 1 minute. Yeah, 1 minute left. So now, what I want you to do is a proper summarization so that we are clear now, because you guys discussed many things.
Yes. To summarize our business model, we've touched on the agricultural supply model chain model. Okay, distribution, export business, investors, contribution to potato farms and stuff. Value addition, we've talked about that. How do we sell our potatoes, chips, frozen foods, frozen goods, or packaging and distributing fresh produce or for the local export market in Mozambique. Revenue generation was touched on, generating our cash flow by selling the processed or raw potatoes to Mozambique, and investigating food standards. I think that was Nyaradzo who talked about that.
Thank you. Okay. So before we start our evaluation with Chairman Godmeyer, just remember that the other question was, How are you going to control the money? And so just remember that when you start to evaluate them. So Chairman Godmeyer, your turn.
Yeah, no, thank you so much. As a chair, I'll first give chance to my team. Do you have any comments on my team? If you don't have, then I can go ahead.
I do have a question myself, yes. They did not tell us where they're getting these potatoes from. I did not hear that part. And the control of the money, that was my other question. How are they controlling the money?
Okay, no, thank you so much.
Welcome.
I think somebody mentioned. I think Zimbabwe was mentioned. I think it was.
Okay, so the other thing also is we were given an amount which is 1 million. How far 1 million can go? And also in terms of looking into other markets, Mozambique has been mentioned. What kind of transportation are you going to be using to transfer things to Mozambique? That is if Mozambique is our expected goal, and why Mozambique?
Okay, so what do you give them? What do you give them?
So in terms of marks, I will give them 3.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Mack. Are you following with us still?
Yes. So the score is 3. Is that the final?
The score is 4-3. Yeah. Okay. So now I am a little bit disappointed, but I don't know how to feel right now. I think I just want to rip my shirt off, because the discussion started so beautiful, right? They were talking about actual business models, product differentiation, value addition, right? Export driven and so forth and so forth. So you were discussing everything, saying all the right things, but you never touched on the money, which everybody is clear that you didn't say anything how the money is being controlled. Then you just got completely off track, so that in the end you were supposed to get a 5, and then I gave you a 2. Okay, so Mr. Mack.
Right. I think it's very clear. I mean, the question was very clear. How do you control the money? Because all these ideas were fantastic, but it wasn't mentioned at all how this money was going to be controlled. So again, I'll give. I think I'll do a 2 as well.
Okay, so we go to that segment where other peers can also chime in if they have something to say. Elder is waiting patiently. Do we have any other people who want to say something after Elder? So sorry, Elder, just hold on for 1 second. So we have Elder, and then after Elder we'll go to Sid. But Sid, just remember that doesn't change the scoring, yeah?
Yeah.
So Elder, on to you, 1 minute.
Yeah, I think I'll forfeit this one. I'll give it to Sid. Sid, go ahead.
Okay. Right. I mean, I think we gave. I mean, it won't change the score, but I think we are losing the essence. One, yes. We may have not, but I think I spoke about the revenue, how the money is going to be. I focused on the model, or we focused on the model of how the business was going to be operational in Mozambique. Right now, if you have a startup company where investors contribute $1 million in potatoes, pounds in potatoes, in an unconventional form of investment, that is, here, okay, the suggested model that I gave attributed to that effect. Now, there are a lot of aspects that we could have touched on, i.e. banking and currency management in Mozambique, transparent financial controls in Mozambique. That's how we could have we could have arranged this. But again, due to time constraints, I think under pressure, you are going to just brainstorm quickly and provide in whatever information, business models, whatnot, that are there. I agree. So that is that.
Thank you very much. And you know what? I give you another 5. I give you another 5 for admitting that there was pressure and so forth. So, ladies and gentlemen, I think we've seen it all. We've heard each other. We have an idea who we would want to work with. If we were the ones who were in charge and running the whole thing. It's been very interesting, and a lot of people got to demonstrate themselves how they would be and so forth, and that's exactly what we're looking for. Okay, now whatever the outcome is going to be has absolutely no bearing on the individual performances and the ability. Let us not forget that we are one team, we're united, we support each other. Whoever sits on the committee today will get their time to get rotated in and out. What we're looking for is the best minds and the best people to lead us, to guide us, to protect that money, to come up with ideas, to have business models and these sorts of things. So that's why we're here to begin with. Lots of excellence in different pockets. People are showing their skills in their own areas, right? So you don't have to know everything. And I just want to add one little thing for everybody to know. What we're doing now is exactly how most of those companies that you see that have been in our country for more than 100 years, that's similar to how they started, okay? You had a bunch of British people. They called each other and said, come to Rhodesia, there's opportunities. They put money together, families, brothers, uncles, friends, communities, churches, whatever. They took that money out of England. They came to Rhodesia, opened a subsidiary which was owned by the Rhodesian company, by the British company. They then came up with a business, and then either they were exporting to England agriculture produce, or they were mining and selling somewhere else, or blah, blah, blah. It's exactly the same thing. So we are not reinventing the wheel or anything like that. What we're just trying to do is carve out our own little portion out of the history of the future, and of course so that we can come together. Now we have a big advantage. We have the internet, okay? We have things like AI, which is the technology. We have people like Mr. Mack, who has, who knows a lot of people, and people have been able to connect with it. So that's what gives us an advantage, and that's the reason why, in my mind, we cannot fail, okay? Our biggest enemies are greed, ego, selfishness, all the things that ELDA doesn't stand for. So those are the things that are our biggest enemies. So unfortunately, we'll have to take a call for the final 7 people, okay? And one of the things that we are going to take into consideration is the people. Obviously, they were people who did very well when they were leading, sharing these things with the same time of pressure, 6 minutes and so forth. Lots of contributions and so forth like that. But what I just want to do is to give us all an opportunity to also give the final vote for each person as an individual. So Mr. Mack, you can handle this. A person gets called out. Every person gets to give them their score. You go round, and then we close. And you can always start with the ladies first. That's the easiest way to do it.
What's the score out of?
It's out of 10. Actually, let's keep it at 5. 5 is easy because easy to count. So, for example, we call out Nyarazo's name, then all 10 of us will say what we think, 2, 3, 1, 0, whatever, and then we go to Susan, we go to Elder, we go to this, we go to that. Remember, we're going to take the individual scores.
We can't hear.
Average of what people are thinking and how they're your own peers. Thank you, Mr. Mack. So this is got nothing to do with an individual.
All right, are you still there? Mr. Choto, are you still there?
Can you hear me?
Okay, we can hear you now.
Let me help you because I know you're juggling the computer. So what I'm going to do, I'll call out the names, and then I'll tell who's the people are going to give the vote in that order to make it easy.
Okay.
So right now everybody's voting for.
Sorry?
You're breaking up.
Yeah, you're breaking up. You need to repeat that.
Raw performance.
Can you repeat?
You don't have to explain now because now we're at the end. Just give us a score. Anything we'll accept out of 5, 0 to 5.
Who are we voting for?
Can you guys hear me still?
Mr. Choto, can you repeat everything, please? Everything.
You're breaking.
Oh, you guys.
He's breaking up.
Hello.
Yes, we can hear you now. Can you
Hello?
repeat? Can you repeat everything? Everything.
Yeah, okay, yes. All we're gonna do now is each.
You're breaking up.
Yeah, we assign a number, all of us. 'cause
No,
now we have an
repeat.
idea
Repeat
how they
everything.
are and what we think
Repeat
out of
everything.
5.
Repeat everything.
Again?
Yes.
Hello?
You're breaking up. Repeat everything.
Okay. Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes.
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 Okay. Finally, each and every one of us is going to rate our peers based on what we know about them. Remember, just because you favor somebody doesn't mean they're going to return the favor. Here, we're just being as brutal as business, okay? Can you guys hear that part?
Yes.
Yes.
So if I give a Susan a 5, doesn't mean she's going to give me a 5 back. Just remember that, okay? So and that's because at least that one person is going to drop off. So it's not possible that everybody gets a perfect score for everybody. Okay. So if you want me to go through the entire exercise, I can start and then we follow the other people.
Okay, you can
Hello?
start.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So did you hear everything or was that a breakup again?
No,
There
go
was
ahead.
a break at the end.
Okay, so what I'm saying is we, all of us, are going to assign a number between 0 to 5 for all of us. Yes? So ultimately, be strategic in your point allocation. What we are not asking for this time is your justification. It's kind of like, a guy sees a girl on the street and he says she's a 5, she's a 10. That's it, like that. But we're not gauging looks. We are gauging like suitability for working together in the committee. That's it. Okay. Is that clear or no?
Clear.
It is clear, but
Okay.
I think okay.
Yeah. Okay. Remember, Sid or whoever said, but I think we've had a process where we interacted before, so people sort of have an idea about everybody. Okay. This is not the first time we are talking. So let me start so that everybody sees how it goes. So I'm going to start with Sid, yeah? So I would give Sid an overall 4, okay? Then so Mr. President, Mr. Chairman, are you writing down my own ratings for the people?
Yes.
Okay, Sid is going to be a 4, Elder's going to be a 4, Susan's going to be a 3.5. Are you following?
Yep.
Hello?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, just tell me because the network is bad here. John 3, Godmaya 4, Nyaradzo 3.5. And this is my own personal opinion, guys. So it's you're allowed to have your own. Lillian 3.5, Farai 2.5, and I think I've finished all my people, right? Or not? Did I miss somebody?
Elder, did you not do Elder?
Elder
I
is
think
4.
I already did Elder.
Okay.
So did I finish or no, Mr. Mac?
You didn't finish. There's one more. You did Sid, Elder,
Ooh.
Susan, John, Godmaya, Nyaradzo, Lillian, and Farai.
John.
No, Farai.
So who's missing?
Farai is
I did
missing.
John, yeah. Who's missing?
Farai is missing.
Farai, I said 2.5. I remember.
So it's old Maya, I think.
Godmaya
Godmaya I
has...
did already.
Nyaradzo.
Nyaradzo I did already.
Do you want me to go through the list? You said Sid 4,
Yeah.
Elder 4, Susan
Just
3.
tell me who's. Okay, go ahead. Yeah.
Sid 4, Elder 4, Susan 3.5, John 3, Godmaya 4, Nyaradzo 3.5, Lillian 2.5, Farai 2.5.
No, Lillian 3.5. I said.
Okay.
So I'm done, right?
Yep.
Okay. So Elder, you're gonna now rate everybody, and then I'm the one who will tell who's rating, so that the chairman can follow. So Elder, your turn.
All right. So Godmaya, I'll do a 3.
Okay, stop. Just stop so he can record it so that you're not too fast.
Yes.
Right, Mr. Mac?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Sid, I will do a 4. Susan, I will do it 2.5. John, I will do also a 2.5.
Sorry, who was that?
Which one?
The 2.5, who was that?
For John and Susan.
Okay.
Farai, I also do a 2.5. Okay, so Lillian, I will do a 3. And Nyaradzo, I also do a 3.5.
So you're done, right?
I'm done.
Okay, guys, so what you're seeing is people have got different preferences from what they heard and saw. So it's not personal, yeah? Somebody will get a 4 from someone else, they'll get a 5 from someone else, they'll get a 1 from someone else. This is not personal, but ultimately, this is not the only score that matters for you. Just remember that. We have the other scores of the team. So you'll see how we're going to make the final matrix. Okay, so now the next person is Susan.
Okay. I would do a 4 Nyaradzo, 3.5 for Lillian. I'll do a 3.5 for Sid, and I'll do a 4 for Hilda. I would do a 4 for Godmaya. I would do a 3.5 for Farai. Did I miss anybody?
Farai?
Yeah.
Oh, Farai, 3.5.
3.5.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You're missing 1.
John?
Yeah.
John, I would give him a 3.5.
Okay, thank you.
Next is Godmaya.
Okay, I'll start with Sid. Sid, I'll give him 4. Elder 4. Susan 3.5. John 3. Lillian 3. Farai, I'll give him 2.5. Nyaradzo, I'll give it 3.5.
Mr. Mac?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, let me go last because I'm recording all this.
No. I mean, sorry, I'm just confirming you got the numbers.
Yes.
I'm
Yes.
not asking you yet, okay? Then, so after Godmaya, did you get him capture all that?
Yeah.
I can repeat. It's fine.
Okay, let me repeat these. Sid 4, Elder 4, Susan 3.5, John 3, Lillian 3, Farai 2.5, Nyaradzo 3.5.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Who's next?
Is John.
Okay. Elder 4, Godmaya 3, Sid.
Okay, hang on. Elder 4.
Yeah.
Godmaya 3. Mr. Mac, you got that?
Yes.
Sid 4, Susan 3, Farai 2.5, Lillian 3, Nyarazo 3.
Mr. Mac, you got that?
Okay, let me just repeat. Elder 4, Godmaya 3, Sid 4, Susan 3, Farai 2.5, Lillian 3, Nyaradzo 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Nyaradzo?
Okay, Sid 3.5, Elder 4, John 3, Godmaya 4, Lillian 3, Farai 3.
Yeah, that's a bit too. That's a bit too fast. I'm on John.
Oh, sorry.
I'm on John.
Okay, John 3.
Yep.
Godmaya 4,
Mm-hmm.
Lillian 3, Farai 3, Susan 3.
Okay, let me repeat that. Sid 3.5, Elder 4,
Yeah.
John 3, Godmaya 4, Lillian 3, Farai 3, Susan 3.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Razo. Sid, did you go? Yes.
No, not yet. No.
Okay, your turn, and then after that will be Lillian.
Okay. Right, guys, this is tough. Everyone was great, John, I'll give 3.5. Nyaradzo, I'll give 3.5. Elder, I'll give 4. Godwin, I'll give 3. Lillian, I'll give 3. Farai, I'll give 3. Susan, I'll give 3.5.
Okay, so
Mr. Mac,
John 3.5, Nyarazo 3.5, Elder 4, Godwin 3, Lillian 3, Farai 3, Susan 3.5.
Sorry, what did you say, Lillian?
Lillian 3.
Make it 10.5.
I had Godwin. What about Godmaya?
Oh, sorry, Godmaya.
Oh, good Maya. sorry, good Maya. Sorry, 3.5. Did I say 3.5?
Godmaya 3.
3.5.
Okay.
okay. Thank you. So Lillian, you're next, and then after that, Farai.
Okay. I would say John 3.5, Godmaya 4, Nyarazo 3, Susan 3.5, Sid 3.5, Elder 4, Farai 4. Am I missing anybody here?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think that's it. So it's John 3.5, Godmaya 4, Nyarazo 3, Susan 3.5, Sid 3.5, Elder 4, Farai 4.
Correct.
Okay, and finally Farai. And I'm not sure if Susan has gone, but Farai will go, and then Susan, if you haven't gone, you're last.
I already did.
Okay, Farai.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Mine is very simple. I'll just give it for everyone. Everyone has
Come again?
to say for everyone.
Can you come again?
I'll give everyone a 4. Like everyone has equal. Yes.
Okay.
I didn't realize we could do that actually.
Mr. Mac, I think it's your turn if he's done.
Okay. Okay, let me just write it down. Just bear with me. Right.
Okay, Mr. Mac, I'm just going to take some time so we can explain to people what's going to happen next.
Okay, go ahead.
Can you guys still hear me loud and clearly or no?
Yeah.
Okay. So while he's busy thinking and deciding what he wants to allocate, essentially you will see we have 2 data sets on the performance. How you performed in a team, how you performed as a leader, and how your peers, meaning us, giving you these ratings, think and feel about you, okay? So therefore, if I have a favorite, let's say my favorite is Farai, it's not automatic he's going to make it because I don't get to basically rate him at all, except one time. You see, so that's what makes it fair and transparent. And then the other thing is that the other, whoever else doesn't make the first 7, we are definitely going to keep in very close contact with you, because we are going to formulate another 2 committees which are going to support this committee. So at some point you guys will be working together. So that's important for you to know. This is not like the end of the world kind of scenario. Okay.
Okay.
So, because now we know what you have already. So we'll give you, incorporate you into another of the committees, so that you can still be part of the thing, but you are not part of this particular committee, because this is sort of like the main startup committee that's going to put everything together. But then we have other subcommittees which are just as important. Okay, so don't look at it in a negative light. It's important that you know that. Mr. Mack, when you're ready, let us know, and then you can close it off.
Okay, I'm ready. So, Elder, 4. Nyanazo, 4. Lillian, 4. Godmeyer, 3.5. Farai, 3.5. Sidwell, 4. John, 3.5. That's me.
Okay, and finally, we have to rate you also, Mr. Mack, and then we have to rate me. And I guess when you rate you, we can just all of us shout at the same time. Let's see what we've got. So everybody unmute yourselves.
So, sorry, was Susan rated?
No. You're right. How did I miss Susan? Okay, Susan, 3.5.
Thank you.
Okay, so I guess that's it, right?
Yes, that's it. So how many? So everybody unmute yourself. How many points we're gonna give to Mr. Mack? I give him a 6.5. Okay, Mr. Mack, I think you can close it out now. It's up to you.
Okay, so first of all, thank you very much, everyone, for taking part in this. I mean, it means a lot, because, as I mentioned earlier on, we started off at 40-something, and now we are down to about 8. And it takes a lot of courage. And from listening to how the groups were performing, I mean, this was an exercise not to test your intelligence or anything, but to see how you can work, think fast, and all of that. So just from seeing this, I can see that you hold the values of Kumusha Investments, because we want to build something that has a legacy, something that grows into future generations. But as I mentioned earlier on, the foundation of this is very important. And I'm glad that in you answering these questions and your vision that you have should be that you're on the board, you know, it goes hand in hand with the vision that I have about Kumusha Investments, which is fantastic. So I'd like to thank each and every one of you. Of course, we have to choose 7.
My name is Lillian. How are you today?
Yes. Of course, we have to choose 10. We have to choose 7 initially for the board. So we are going to be making that announcement. Hopefully tomorrow, the final 7. I'm going to send an email out, and then we are going to outline the steps that we're going to take from that point moving onwards. This has been the most difficult part, because it's not easy, because as you can see, I have not met any one of you in person. So this exercise was for me to get an idea about who's who, and for you to get an idea about who's who with people that you're potentially going to be working with. So once again, I'd like to really thank you so much for taking part in this exercise. I will be sending out an email tomorrow or latest Monday to congratulate those of you that have gone through to the next stage, and then we're going to start working and start making announcements as to where we go from here. But the most important thing is now we have, or we are very close to announcing the board, and this is going to be a great step forward. And I'm really excited that at least now we can move forward with a team of very intelligent and very experienced people. I've gone through your CVs, and you are definitely all qualified to be a part of this. And I'm confident that all of you will do a great job. So that's all I have to say for now. And once again, thank you very much, and good luck to everyone else.
Yeah, Mr. Mack, can I just say something in closing? Sorry, Chair.
Sure.
I'd like to just say to everybody, look, it's been a pleasure working with all of you guys here. Everyone is a winner in my book. We're all winners. If I were up to me, Mr. Mack, I would take all 8. But everyone was great. Honestly, you know, we've got different skill sets. I just hoped we could have 8. That's it. Thank you.
Does anyone?
My input? I just want to say, I think it may really, we can see the difference when you have ladies on the team, because they are always surprised and bring different things that most of us wouldn't have thought about. So I can personally see the advantage of having a balanced sort of gender cross culture. That's one. The other thing is also the fact that, yes, all of us are winners. And most importantly, let's not forget that we're building a community of individuals. We have one goal. So some of the next steps, what we're going to do is we're going to set up the board meeting once it's finalized. Mr. Mack's going to be now busy setting up some subcommittees to incorporate some of the people who are not here or who couldn't make it because they still have the skills and we need them. Then we create our value system, mission statement. All of that is important. Why? Because that's what's going to guide us in the future. Okay, we're going to talk about, obviously, how the process which we use to get to our final decision making, all the little checks and balances on the finances and all these things. And of course, at the end of the day, we want to give a good product to the investors, that's something solid, something well thought out, so that we can actually deliver a good product back home. So thank you, guys, and it's been a pleasure. I look forward to working with each and every one of you.
Okay, thank you so much. I think that's all. Does anyone else have anything to say before we close this?
Yeah, you know, again, I really want to thank everybody, you know, for participating in this, and for whoever gets into the committee. Always remember, you know, do unto others as you want them to do unto you. Let that be a guiding principle, that you are representing, you know, somebody's work. You are representing, you know, especially looking at investors, right? You are representing their sweat, you know. So just do the best that you can. Don't compromise on things that you shouldn't compromise on. Don't be unethical. Just focus on the task at hand. And again, this is about legacy. How do you build legacy? This is about you as an individual. You know, what will you do, you know, 10 years from now? Would you turn around and say, man, I did great on that, you know, on that committee? You know, so whoever is in the committee, just remember that, you know, this is for you, your legacy, your children, and for others that have sweated, you know, through the experience in diaspora.
Thank you very much, Elder, for your words. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Godma, you have something to say?
Yeah, Mr. Mack, can I just make one comment?
Yes.
I think we should probably close it for those who still want to, like, who have to leave, and then we can do like last time, keep it open for as long as the ones who have questions and who wants to keep talking.
Okay. All right. That's fine. So, ladies and gentlemen, those who want to leave, basically we've covered everything. But if you want to, if you have any more comments that you want to say, then you can stay on, and I'll give everyone an opportunity to speak. So next, Godmaya.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mr. President. It has been a journey and a very exciting journey. I think I have learned a lot. I found myself, hearing some other stuff that I've never had or experienced in my life. In terms of industry, I'm into construction, but I have had an opportunity to hear from different spheres of life in terms of the exposure that I just received in this kind of a setup. So I really appreciate, and I don't take this for granted, even if I don't make it, maybe to the final round, but the value of information that I've gained so far, it's invaluable. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Fantastic. Okay, Nyanazo, go ahead.
Okay, I would like to thank you, Mr. Mack, and everyone else here for the opportunity to be actually having these discussions, because like what Godmaya says, they are really eye-opening, and you also get to learn a lot just by these discussions. And yeah, there are some things that I'm going to implement as well in my personal life that I just learned from here. So thank you so much for that. And thank you everyone for sharing and for having such an exciting time for us, because just getting to know each other, and I hope our paths cross again. Thank you very much. Now I have to leave. It's already midnight where I am, so I have to go to sleep. Okay.
All right. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Okay. Does anyone else want to say something?
Yeah, Mr. Mark, maybe let's look at our times. Man, I've been up since 4 a.m. So, yeah.
So you have to go?
Yeah, well, now I'm around still. It's already 10 in the morning now.
Oh, okay.
No more sleep.
Okay.
So is this now the open session or what?
Yeah, it's open. It's open.
Okay. So I got my own cook.
Okay, I'm in South Africa, but I think come next year by June I'll be, I think, fully back in Zim.
Oh, which part of South Africa?
I'm in Sandton, Johannesburg.
Oh, Johannesburg.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, I have to say thank you, everyone. I have to leave. I have something that I have to go ready to. Thank you very, very, very much. And it was a pleasure meeting you, every single person. And this is just the beginning. Whatever the outcome is, hey, there's no hard feelings. We take it as it is. It is a competition. Let's compete. Let's continue this way, and we'll make it together as one.
Yeah.
No, thank you so
I
much.
like that energy.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Lulu.
guys. I also have to interject. Thank you so much, guys. It's been the longest interview I've ever had in my life. I started prior to you guys. We had the first one in half five, which lasted about an hour and a half, and this one again. It's been long. It's been enjoying, and I really learned a lot. Thank you, Mr. Mark. Thank you, everyone, for pleasure meeting you. And for your own information, I was actually in June today, but I had to, cancel everything for this. I hope I'll make it. If I fail, I'll still be in the Musha family. Love you guys.
Thank you.
No, thank you so much.
I think you did a great job.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye.
All right. I gotta leave as well. I just flew in from Zimbabwe last night, so
wow,
it's been a very long trip.
Now you see that dedication, says a lot, and I really appreciate that, because we have people that put their name forward to say we're going to be a part of this. and they had all the time. And look at you, you've been traveling, but you still made it. I mean, this just means a lot to me. And thank you so much for taking part, Elder.
Yeah, you're welcome. You know, I interacted with my wife. My wife, she was asking like, "So did you meet Mark?" I'm like, "No." Don't think about it.
Not yet.
Yeah, you know, she was asking like, "Oh, you know," I said, "I know, I talked to him, but you know, we didn't meet." Ah, man, I thought you were gonna meet in person because you know we also have farms in Ruwa as well. So I was like, you know, we'll meet someday, you know. So
yeah, no, definitely. God willing, we'll definitely meet, and we'll all be, you know, celebrating, of course, after, you know, we've all invested and now we are fully in Zimbabwe. Right. Yes.
Fully in Zimbabwe. Yeah. Interesting.
No, thank you, thank you, Elder.
All right, thanks everybody.
All right, take care.
Take a great rest of your day or evening. Me, it's 3:08 right now PM. So let me enjoy my Shabbat.
Okay, thank you so much. Take care.
Okay, all right.
Cheers.
Thank you so much, my leaders. I'm also signing off. It's a good journey.
Yeah, wish you all the best. I hope both of you guys make it. There's a lot of value to be added there. And I think that we'll make very strong teams because we're gonna basically, you see the level of transparency is very high. This is not about individuals. So I really hope we all get to work together. That's my hope.
Well,
fantastic.
Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Max,
okay, James.
Mr. Costa, proceed.
Cheers. Take care, buddy.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Yo. Guys, thank you.
Sid, yes. I know it's been our time differences are so crazy, and
imagine the wife is going out for a run now, jogging. It's like you're still up. I was like, yeah. It's Mark's fault.
No.
I was asking about you. Sid, I was asking about you. I said, why Sid didn't put his name down?
When?
The first time.
Oh no, I did. Remember, I think what happened was I couldn't get on. There was some technical faults or something.
Yes.
Some technical issues. Yeah. So I had to, go in next time. But I'm glad I was here as well.
You are one of the OGs.
Sorry?
You are one of the OGs. You are one of the OGs, the originals.
You sussed that out. I hustler, my man. I hustler.
Are you from that? So Musangezi High School, is that